a little better than the other night
He
against the San Antonio Spurs. He very seldom has back-to-back shooting nights, St. But the other night, he was 4 of 18 in total from the floor and 1 for 12. Steph made 1 3 all night, missed 11, the most he's ever missed in an NBA game.
Well, when I look back at the game, I thought it was smart on their part to put Green on him to get length. And what they're trying to do is run him off the three-point line, whether he's off the dribble or off of drift situations. They're trying to make him put it down and go to the hoop, and then they're going to collapse around him. It's good strategy. Whenever they ran pick-and-roll action, then they were sending the guy who was guarding the picker plus the man on Steph. Both of them were running out at him. They're going to give up 2, as Monty said earlier, and try to take away the 3. Makes a lot of sense.
All sounds good on radio, St. but this is TV. Could you show me what you're saying, courtesy of your St. Illustrator presented by Metro PCS?
Watch him now in this situation. He's going to get a back pick. Now, I love that action to get free. But the problem is you have length, and the guy recovers. And Monty can probably back me up. That's one of the first times we've seen him get a three-point shot blocked.
Yeah.
And they hound-dogged him the whole night. Look at all those gray shirts causes a turnover. Now, here he comes down the floor. They pick him up early. Now, he gets a little bit of a screen here, but look at that defender, his teammate. He's got Popovich, 2 gray shirts on him, 3 defenders on him. He gets it back. The heck with that guy on the right. That's Rush. I'm not even going to him. If you want to say they're going to leave Draymond up top, they got 3 gray shirts on him. So their whole priority was to have hands and people up at that three-point line, and it worked. Now, here we go. He's got a defensive rebound. They pick him up early again. Notice how far the big man is up. That could be Aldridge. That could be Leonard. Any of their bigs, they're taught to come up above that three-point line. In that situation, they switched it. And look at the length and the shot contestment. That was a constant we saw all night long. It worked. Now you play a little chess, and when they come back in a couple weeks, there'll be a couple subtle adjustments to deal with it.
We saw the contestments. Steph was 2 of 10 on contested shots. He was 2 of 8 on uncontested shots.
There you go.
That's what's not going to happen. I mean, you're going to see him miss 6 open shots. That's just not Steph Curry.
He made 1 3 in the game. Clay made 1 3 in the game. Typically, when they make 1, they come back the next night. You know, St. Great shooters don't have back-to-back poor games. So here's what they have done each after they've made 1 3 in a game. Clay sometimes comes out of it with a big game. Steph always does. And, Monty, I go back to the Laker game when he and Clay did not shoot the ball well. That's Sunday afternoon, March the 6th. The next night, March the 7th, against Orlando, he went stark raving mad and went for 41. In fact, he was so locked in. That was the night that Andrew Bogut, when he back-tipped it, started going back on defense because he knew he wasn't going to miss a shot,
Big fella.
Where's he going? Leaking out early when we don't have the ball?
That's the thing with Steph. When he's locked in like that, all he needs is a half second. That's all he needs, and he'll put it in. So and that's why, again, I'm not too worried about what happened in San Antonio, because I know they're going to charge him. They're going to do that. That's going to be their strategy, and I understand that strategy. But I don't think that he's going to miss the uncontested shots like he did last time. So tonight, I think you'll see a bounce-back game from him, and same from Clay.
I totally agree. You guys are right on. These are great players. They don't have 2 bad ones in a row. They're both going to be able to shake free. I'll expound a little bit on Rubio. I like the length of his arms. His anticipation is good to steal the basketball, but his lateral quickness is not good. He might break his ankle tonight trying to guard Steph Curry. Watch for that closely.
Finally healthy, and you're laying that line on him, Stanley.
What can I say? Tell the truth.
See, you are telling the truth.
And Steve Kerr mentioned this morning that they studied the film from the San Antonio game very closely.
Yes.
And they saw some things. So I think with the Warriors and the Spurs, you're almost already in postseason mode in terms of adjustments being made. Popovich made adjustments after losing to the Warriors here. Now Kerr and his team will make adjustments after losing to the Spurs there. I think you're going to see that every time you see the Spurs. Maybe the next 2 times you see them in the regular season. We don't know how they're going to play it because where they'll be in the season. You may see some guys get rest. But in the postseason, we're looking forward to that because I don't see any way these 2 teams don't meet in the Western Conference Finals.
All right, Warriors are 62-7 on the year. We have no confirmation from Steve Kerr, so the Honda starting five we're going to show you here is just the way they started last game. But in all honesty, I don't know if they can go this way against Zhang at power forward, Saintly, and Karl Anthony Towns. They're big, but if they do go small, this would be the group. Steph and Clay, Rush at 3, Barnes at 4, Draymond. I guess you could start Varejao, take Rush out, and play Barnes at 3 and Draymond at 4. We'll see what they actually do when the ball goes up. But Draymond's got the mat down right now. 13 to go. You got 62, 10 to tie, 11-2 to break it. Why not 13-0? So they asked Steve Kerr. The Warriors haven't been to Minnesota since November, and Steve was not with the team then.
Right.
So the local Twin City media asked him about trying to get to 72 and 73 wins this year.
Maybe. It's unspoken.
Right.
But not anything we talk about. Maybe they do amongst themselves, but we haven't brought it up.
Did you notice Draymond was a little more talkative about the record?
Draymond more talkative than normal?
Right. The record is one of those things where he hasn't really spoken much of until, I guess, after the Spurs game, just kind of coming out and saying, absolutely, the team wants to.
Well, he's maybe said it a couple of times internally, but it's not something he's saying every day. So if he told you guys the other night, then he didn't say anything to us. But he's mentioned it a couple times in passing, but doesn't really make any difference. I mean, what matters is how we play, and we got to play better than we did the other night. We got to execute better and make some shots and give ourselves a chance.
Internally, with kind of what you want to do you have any trouble kind of balancing these postseason goals with the regular season superlatives that are at stake this year?
Not really. The main thing is we're still trying to get the 1 seed. You know, if we had the 1 seed locked up, this would be a different deal. But we're trying to hold off the Spurs. They're within 3 games of us, and play them a couple more times. So home court's a big deal in the playoffs. We want to ensure that we have home court throughout. So that's really the main goal, and everything else sort of just is a byproduct of that.
All right, Stanley, what's your thoughts on going small tonight? Can you go small against this big Minnesota front line tonight?
Well, Georgie Dang really doesn't post up a lot, but Towns will. I'm not as much concerned about the post-ups as one of the major nemesis of Saturday's game was rebounding.
Exactly.
So in my mind, it's not necessarily Draymond having to get some more boards. If you play a small lineup, you got to get your guards back in there. Now, Steph's one of the best rebounding point guards in the league. Draymond, we need more from you. Clay, we need more from you. We've got to get those, and that's imperative. If you get killed on the boards playing small, then you're going to have to adjust.
52-37 on Saturday night, Monty.
Yeah, and I think that to me is the key. I mean, you can talk about the Warriors' three-point shooting and the fact that the Timberwolves don't shoot the ball very well, but the Timberwolves can hurt you on the glass and getting second and third shots if you've got the bigs in there and they're doing it. So that's the concern for the Warriors, is keeping Towns and Dang and those guys off the glass, making sure you don't get second and third shots, easy putbacks.
All right, let's get St. Lee's scouting report on the 22-47 Minnesota Timberwolves. By the way, Karl Anthony Towns has pulled the 4th most rebounds in the league this year. He's averaging nearly 18 a game, and he's pulling over 10 rebounds a game. They can score. The problem is on the other end, they can't stop anybody. When you look at their roster, though, and Luke Walton may have his pick of a couple of these young teams, but I look at their roster saying, I think of Tom Thibodeau. If they came in, let him run the basketball ops, coach the basketball team, get back to a defensive thought process with the offensive players they have, Rubio, Levine, Wiggins, and Towns, whoa. So how far away are the Minnesota Timberwolves from flipping this record? Right now they're 22-47 to maybe 47-22.
You know, Tibbs got his start up there with Bill Musselman years and years ago. Let me share with you that I love Towns. We all do. That no debate. This Georgie Dang, second-year guy out of Louisville, block a shot, mid-range shooter, really aggressive, really like his game. I like they've put him in there a lot. Wiggins, tremendous athlete. You got to try to take his right hand away. Consistency on the jump shot is your concern. Inability right now to knock down a lot of threes, but boy, is he a live player. You got to really be concerned about him and meet him early. Don't let him get all the way to the rim. Monty talked about Levine. This young guy can fly and sky. But my thing with him is, and he's starting to make threes, if this guy can become an adequate jump shooter, then you're going to have a steal at this pick. We've talked some about Rubio. There's Mohammed at the play that backup 2-3 from UCLA. Not enough depth with this team, Pop, and really, as you noted, the defense is subpar. But you're going to like watching these guys play. They've got a good young cast and bright future.
Yeah, they fly high and they play hard. But, you know, you look at this team, and Flip Saunders obviously passed away coming into this season, and he put this team together. And it's a sad thing that Flip wasn't around to be able to follow this thing through, because this is basically his vision and his team. And now it's like they haven't really recovered. You've got a mix of young guys. You've got a couple of veterans sprinkled in there. But Kevin Garnett is there to be the veteran influence, but he's not even playing these days. So it's kind of a mishmash for this team right now. And they haven't been able to pull it together. They're not behind schedule, but they're not ahead of schedule. The good thing is that they have Towns, and he's a keeper.
If the Warriors go small, Harrison Barnes is going to start at power forward. He had a big game Friday in Dallas. He went for 20. But you look at his line in San Antonio, he played over 30 minutes and pulled 2 rebounds. 1 every 15 minutes is not acceptable. So if you're going to go small, St. Lee, Harrison Barnes is going to have to rebound and guard better than he did Saturday night.
No secret. We've said the key to playing small for the Warriors is Draymond being able to guard those 5s and Harrison being able to guard those 4s. Part of the job guarding the 4s is to be able to defensive rebound. Get some offensive ones, that's great. But he's got to get on that glass and get the job done. He made a couple of 3s, but they're going to need a little more productivity out of him as we start going down these last 13.
I think the key, Harrison's been pressing, and, you know, he gets his offense, and then he can't get a rebound, so he's got to bring it all together tonight.
All right, Steph against Ricky Rubio, Andrew Wiggins against Clay. Should be fun. Enjoy. Warriors basketball is next.
Steve Kerr and the Splash Brothers are ready to rebound for the Spurs loss as they take on a young and athletic Wolves team, hoping to knock off the defending champs. The Warriors finish off the trip in the Twin Cities right now.
Well, the Warriors finished the road trip, but is it really going on the road when everyone comes to see you? There are Warrior fans all over the place at the Target Center. Get ready to take on the T-Wolves and finish off this trip. As the best team in basketball takes the floor, they have not been beaten in consecutive games, and they don't want to have that happen tonight. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. Yeah, we're getting boxed out by our own teammates right now.
Leandro Barbosa is not with us any longer, so okay.
So for the Warriors, they're in a position where they're playing really good basketball. Yes, they lose to San Antonio, but Jim, you can't look backwards, because if you overlook the Wolves, you'll be in trouble.
This is a team that is on the rise. They've got terrific young players playing much better basketball right now. They can put it on you. Now they're shooting three-pointers better. You have to be ready. I know the Warriors have won 8 straight here in Minnesota.
If you look at the standings every day as we do, you notice a couple things. The Spurs are right there, but also 6, 7, 8. Who would the Warriors play in the first round?
Well, that's what everybody's watching right now. A game and a half separating 6 from 9. Someone's going to be left out of the party, and it's definitely going to affect the Warriors because we are yet to know who they are going to play.
So the formula around the league is, how do you beat the Golden State Warriors? There is one isolated variable to keep in mind. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson better be struggling. In wins, the Splash Brothers are amazing. If they have an off night, the opponent has a chance.
They combined 2 of 19 in San Antonio. That was a loss. They lost to the Lakers. They combined 1 of 18. There's certainly a correlation, and the numbers drop precipitously percentage-wise when they don't shoot well. But they win a lot of games when they don't shoot it very well because they've got great defense, and that's what they have to rely on tonight. But I'll tell you what, they bounce back very well after a loss.
You look at the Timberwolves, they're dangerous. They always say a dog's going to bite you if they're a puppy. Well, they got 3 puppies that you better be aware of tonight. 21 and younger. The Rookie of the Year last year in Andrew Wiggins. The Rookie of the Year upcoming in Karl Anthony Towns. And the 2-time slam dunk champion in Zach LaVine. The Timberwolves are ready. The Warriors want to finish it off on the road. Greg and the guys back in the studio right after this.
Now, I've just been told by the Warriors, James Michael McAdoo is going to start at power forward tonight. Brandon Rush will not start. Harrison Barnes back to small forward, and Draymond still at center. Stanley, so what's your key against the Timberwolves?
Wise decision by the coaching staff, because we've got to rebound to win this game.
Yeah, the inside activity is going to be big for the Warriors tonight, but they also have to get back to who they are, which is shooting the 3 ball. This is a team, the Timberwolves, that will allow you some opportunities, and the Warriors have to make sure that they get those opportunities and exploit them. I think they will.
All right, 53-27 was the board. San Antonio with a dominating rebounding edge, so getting a little bigger going to James Michael McAdoo. Brandon Rush will play tonight. He will just do so off the bench. So Stephen Clay in the backcourt. Harrison goes back to small forward. James Michael McAdoo will make the start at power forward, and Draymond Green will go to centers. The Warriors look to rebound from the game Saturday, Saint, and also rebound on the boards tonight. She can turn the world on with her smile, by the way, St. Lee.
It's time for tip-off. Here is Fitz and JB.
All right, Klay Thompson inside the Target Center. Warriors taking on the T-Wolves for the last time in Minnesota, wrapping up the road trip. And a T-Wolves team that's playing very good basketball, went 2-2 on their last road trip, beating Oklahoma City and winning at Memphis for the Warriors, coming off a rare loss to San Antonio and anxious to get this one going. Our Xfinity starting lineup: Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, James Michael McAdoo with the start with Draymond Green. No Bogut, no Ezeli, no Iguodala. With Ricky Rubio, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, Gorgui Dieng, and Karl Anthony Towns, who has been just outstanding as a rookie. Our roundtable key ingredients. Jimmy, what do you got for tonight?
Well, this is a team that will eat you alive if you allow them to dribble into the middle and break down the defense. They'll throw lobs to this guy, Towns, who's averaging nearly 22 a game over the last 27. So stop the dribble penetration, and don't let Karl Anthony run the town here in Minnesota, as he's been doing.
Jim, I cannot wait for the opening tip.
I know why.
The idiotic level of noise in this building will actually come to a stop.
The manufactured noise.
Kenny Maurer, David Guthrie, and Eli Rowe will blow the whistles tonight.
So James Michael McAdoo gets the start alongside Draymond Green.
And that's going to be the issue. Without Bogut and Ezeli, you're undersized, but everyone in blue has got to rebound the ball.
His first start, got to be exciting for him.
Hook is to leave Rubio open. He's a 37% shooter. He has never really improved the perimeter shot. He's one of the worst shooters in the NBA.
Well, you say 37%. His career percentage is .368.
Yep.
Hasn't improved it one iota.
And he was in Steph's draft. Klay Thompson tried to corkscrew around there. Rubio's a good defender, a great ball handler, a terrific passer. Just has never developed a jumper. And Draymond Green with a nice steal. McAdoo running the floor. And a Warrior fast break, lethal there.
They love the way McAdoo. He dives also in a half court. He dives to the basket a lot. He's open. We saw that in San Antonio. So without Andrew Bogut, he gets the start as the 5.
Karl Anthony Towns, well played by Draymond. Just that extra feet on that turnaround. Make it 17, 16 feet instead of a 10, 12 footer.
Get out, get out!
Harrison on the baseline. Nice shield and a good post up and a perfect delivery.
Perfect entry pass away from the defender. Only he could get it. Nice to see him get off to that start. Now you start a guy 6'11", and another one 7 feet tall. Dieng and Towns.
See Rubio working with Towns, but McAdoo and Steph Curry with the quick hands. Clay runs to the three-point line and drops it in. There are a ton of Warrior fans in this building.
I've never seen this many. Perhaps in Washington, there were a lot there, but everywhere we go, and it's pretty remarkable.
You have a lot of adjacent states without NBA basketball, and people have made the trek to see Stephen Curry. Wiggins missing the jumper there. Nice screen by Draymond. Klay Thompson. And you see Rubio, very good defender. And his defense will get Levine.
Ironically, that started. Stephen Curry was wide open for a shot, but he got it inside to Klay Thompson. He's trying to get him going, which was what a point guard should do, but then it resulted in a turnover.
Klay with a good look for the mid-range. That's going to be an offensive foul as Jang knocking down Draymond.
Last resort, there was no one out on the elbow. He had to lob it out towards midcourt, and they just had plenty of time to cover it.
So Sam Mitchell, who had to take over after the unfortunate passing of Flip Saunders. Sam has this young team, in my mind, playing pretty good basketball. Their last road trip was a professional trip, 2-2, with wins at Memphis and wins at OKC. All single-digit games, too, which is good for a young team. And the pass to McAdoo inside. Draymond's delivering the ball.
He pinpoint passing. That's why he averages 7.5 assists a night. They don't mind the ball in his hands.
Shot clock at 7. Again, Towns pushed well off the block. Now down to 3 as he's trying to look for a cutter. And he had nowhere to go. He cannot play any better defense than that.
Keep playing. That 24-second clock should not have gone off. I could be wrong about that, but the Warriors seems like they got possession before it went off, and they're often running, to use a euphemism, to town. Let's see if he leaves his feet here even. Almost a violation. Maybe stayed down on his toes, I don't know, but nonetheless, Warriors possession. Clay's getting all kinds of shots here.
Jang with a beautiful block. Clay was going to ram that home, and Gorgui Jang met him up top.
It seems to me, it appears that they're trying to feed Clay early in the game here.
Jang,
very obvious.
From Senegal, went to Louisville. And Draymond saw that the whole way.
I don't think you need to switch on that.
McAdoo and Karl Anthony Towns, and Towns gave ground but committed a foul. Just enough contact there.
Well, he's questioning that, and I have to agree. He just kept receding, going back. Let's see if he reaches in. Oh, yeah, he brought the arm down. Oh, there you go. I think a lot of guys should just almost, if they're going to do that, pretend like your arms are tied behind your back. You go like that, and then you can stop then. And you can take a charge, or it could be a no call, but it can disrupt the shot. If you reach in, they're going to call the foul.
You see Draymond and Bogut, they go straight up. And sometimes even the driver will launch into them, but you don't chop down or reach and get the foul. So James Michael McAdoo splitting the free throws.
It takes discipline.
Klay Thompson saw that, but just over his fingertips. And Levine finding Anthony Towns inside.
Boy, Levine is getting better. He had some big scoring nights. Young player, sometimes he gets cold, off and on.
Steph Curry nowhere to go. Shot clock at 5. Klay Thompson attacking. And that time, Towns did not commit a foul. But Klay is 1 of 5. That's the shot Rubio's got to make. A set shot 3, and it was his three-pointer that beat Oklahoma City in OKC.
Well, he's shooting just 31+%, but over the last 16 games, he has been at 39, so he's getting more confidence there. But it's the lesser of evils.
Steph Curry with a deep 2. I want to put in perspective, if you're OKC, Rubio's one of the 3 worst three-point shooters in the NBA, and he hit a 3 to beat you. Karl-Anthony Towns stepping out for distance. He's at 33% as a center or power forward. Foul early takes away the Barnes dunk.
That Towns is amazing to me because he can play facing the basket. That's why he's a power forward here tonight. He can play with his back to the basket. You can play him at power forward or center. And he's got moves inside. Pretty unusual for young men today.
Steph Curry with the deep 3. Towns with the rebound. Minnesota 5 of 7. Warriors 5 of 10. Rubio knocked away. McAdoo. Steph in transition. Little flyby. And his 3 rattles out. Now remember, Curry and Clay were 2 of 19 Saturday. And the Laker loss, they were 1 of 18 on threes.
Well, the last time Curry was here, though, in this building, he got 46 that night.
So even at a dozen midway through the first.
You're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Even at a dozen, our Lexus pursuit of perfection. Jimmy with the bracket challenge among the Warrior basketball traveling party. There are only 5 of us with our alma maters still alive. Harrison Barnes, James Michael McAdoo at North Carolina, Brandon Rush with Kansas. Oregon and the Irish are the only members to make the Sweet 16. Arizona knocked out half the coaching staff.
How about the Pac-12? Yeah, they lost, what, 5 other teams that were in and lost.
Draymond Green has been silenced.
Ooh. Yeah, but that's a huge surprise.
Big
when you
surprise.
lose in the first game. Oregon had a little bit of a scare there with St. Joe's, but they prevailed. Turnovers for the Wolves.
Wiggins rattling it out. Draymond Green is springy tonight. High for that rebound. Some great assists. Curry attacking over Jang. He saw Gorgie Jang and how much he changes things at the rim.
One of the few times this year I can remember when Stephen Curry did not get the shot off cleanly on a drive.
And Wiggins rattling it home. We said in the 7 Warrior losses, the Splash Brothers shoot 40%. Well, right now, Steph and Clay are 2 of 9. A 10-2 Minnesota run. Rubio went for the steal, and Draymond made him pay.
Draymond just involved in everything.
He's got 4 assists, his first basket. Been tremendous defensively.
It's a nice little matchup to guard Wiggins. He's a tremendous offensive player. He does not pass the ball. He doesn't rebound, but he can score.
You just hit on the key thing, Jim. The Warriors have to play Wiggins to shoot every time.
That's right.
If he passes, you shake his hand, but he's doing things to score himself. Curry. 3. He had Karl-Anthony Towns on skates at 140 games with a 3 made. A continuing NBA record.
338 made on the year.
Wiggins for 3. He's heating up. Andrew Wiggins has 7.
See, he's a 29% shooter from there, but you've got to contest it to make him shoot at 29. Anybody's going to shoot a heck of a lot better percentage if they're not defended.
Wiggins, good recovery there, prevented Steph. Barnes all the way to the rim.
I like it when you can make a move, and he can do that. He's capable. One dribble all the way to the rim. Explode.
Gorgie Jang. I'll tell you the mistake there. Wiggins had scored the last 7 for Minnesota. He's got to see the ball again that trip now. McAdoo, strong with the left hand, and Towns the rebound. Rubio blocked by Klay Thompson. But Klay will pick up the foul. He does not agree.
Or they throw it out to Harrison, and a big man, 7 feet, comes running at him. That's an easy drive. And that is a pretty good block by Klay Thompson.
That'll be one that David Guthrie, Kenny Maurer, and Eli Rowe look at halftime, and they'll come out and tell Clay, we jumped the gun on that one.
Well, Clay's jumping the gun tonight. I think he's trying to force feed things down low. He's got to, take what the defense gives him. He's taking it to trouble a little bit.
Authentic Fan Friday as the Warriors take on the Mavericks. Everybody gets an Andre Iguodala cheer card at 888-GSW-HOOP. With Nowitzki and the Mavs coming Friday. Timeout on the floor here with the T-Wolves up 1. That's how you raise the youngsters, Jim. Regardless of where you live, start them as Warrior fans. Very, very early. That kid's already got a cell phone. That's a little frightening. The T-Wolves lead is 1. That kid just texted Jim. The Geico Advanced Analytics stat. Out of all the three-point shooters in NBA history, when we go over 1,000, these are the best percentages. Steph is the all-time best three-point shooter by percentage in NBA history. Korver, Nash, Klay Thompson. I would have never guessed Wesley Person. Ever. I didn't know he made 1,000 threes in his career.
I tell you, he lit it up when he was in Phoenix. He was a heck of a shooter.
Steph and Klay that were the quickest to 1,000 in their careers. Blowing by Dennis Scott, Ray Allen, and Gilbert Arenas.
It just shows you the evolution of the game. That illustrates it perfectly because there are more threes taken each and every year. And if you're not doing and drafting people who can make threes for you, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. I mean, it's a necessity.
Minnesota is 28th in the league in three-point percentage.
Yep. One reason they're 11-22 at home and 11-25 on the road. Besides inexperience, but they're going to be good. They're getting closer.
Mo Spates just checking in, and Mo Buckets has arrived.
Boy, he's been good here for several weeks, hasn't he? And it seems like that first shot that he takes, I wonder what his percentage is on his first shots. We have to look. You want to get analytics? Let's get Geico analytics on that. I bet you it's about 80%.
He's almost like a baseball pinch hitter. Comes off the bench and produces right away.
Yeah, he loves to take the shot early.
Andrew Wiggins. He's got it stuck on automatic right now. He's 4 of 6. He's got 9.
Well, he can score. I'm not sure. I was going to say not sure about his defense. That's a tough shot.
Curry was fouled.
Yep, he wanted a foul.
Steve Kerr is flying off the bench.
Uh-oh.
And there's the tee. Steve got that early. He talked to David Guthrie about the Klay Thompson foul during the timeout.
Again, when Stephen talks and he lets that linger a little bit, he's pretty accurate.
Now, this was not a hard call. It just was missed, unfortunately.
Okay, he does a little reverse. And there's a body bump. There was a hold early.
Steph's body language told you all you needed to know. Draymond knocked it away. Rubio carries on. Wiggins has 9 of their last 11, so you got to slow him down. So Rubio has hit a couple threes. That's what you're going to need Minnesota to do is have the improbable, and the Warriors waste little time in returning the favor.
Well, his career, or excuse me, 15-16 season here, 5% of his threes made are tonight. Okay, look at it that way.
Anthony Towns is very skilled.
As I said before, he can play back to the basket, facing the basket, and put the ball on the floor. Great ball control.
You wonder if you miss Bogut, Iguodala, and Ezeli. Minnesota is shooting 73%. And Draymond saying, I need my tag team partners. And Bogut at the 5, and Andre, who was an all-world defender. Curry. He went up to dunk that. Jang fouled him at the top. So Steph's first free throws.
A little backdoor cut. That's what you do when you get overplayed. And he earned the trip to the line that time.
Shabazz Muhammad will check in. Terrific super sub in terms of scoring. 10 points a game off the bench. Another UCLA product along with Levine on this team, and they'll play together here. Curry errant on the free throw.
Yeah, Muhammad, both he and Levine 1 year at UCLA, but I don't think they ever played together.
That's correct. Curry knocked it away. Shot clock at 5.
Levine took a look.
Speights shows. Muhammad blocked. And this time, why do they keep blowing the 24-second whistle, stopping fast breaks?
This is ridiculous
You
here.
have clear possession again.
Draymond Green, this was a controlled tap to Livingston. He blocked the shot, and there's some controlled tap. This is a heck of a play by Draymond Green. Levine goes up. He gets it over to Muhammad, and that is a block, and there's a controlled tap.
You have a 2-on-1 just as the Warriors had a 3-on-2. It's happened twice in 1 quarter.
I don't like to give up 2-on-1s. Those are scores.
Draymond inside, but he was fouled before the shot.
Foul is called on Tyus Jones, his first penalty.
Draymond Green to shoot a pair.
Like to see him get that up to, 75%. He's 69 this year, and you'll see it rise next year.
Yeah, that'll be the next step for Draymond. It's become a 75. 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4. Just get that to be the mantra. Tyus Jones checking in, playing with Levine in the backcourt. And Zach LaVine, who's improved his three-point shooting, missing there. Speights avoided the turnover, got Livingston the bucket. That went from disaster to the quick hands of Mo. And he just told Sean, hey, I dropped it, but I made up for it. That's why you gotta love Mo.
I'm not sure they'll give him the assist. I don't believe he will.
But he didn't want that turnover because
No, he didn't.
He'd had the layup. Wiggins. Barbosa gapped him nicely.
He wanted to drive, and Draymond Green left his man, came over across the lane, and denied. Wiggins took a look and said, okay, I'll opt for the jump shot.
4-second game shot clock difference. They're playing Steph off the ball here. Muhammad switches out onto him. Curry. Draymond working twice. Knocked it away. Speights. And it's loose at 1. Curry a 3. And a good effort sequence. But credit Minnesota. They shoot it at 61%. Rubio goes for 11, including 2 made threes. Stephen Clay bottled up a little bit at 3 of 13. And the T-Wolves up 2 after the first 12 minutes. Minnesota up 2. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett with you at the Target Center. Warrior fans everywhere. And that has elevated the T-Wolves play. Minnesota terrific, particularly from three-point land. We mentioned they are the 3rd worst three-point shooting team in the NBA. Mo Speights, the pick and fade. He works it with Livingston. And his hand in glove with the 2 of them. It's just sweet.
One thing about Minnesota, they've got to improve at the defensive end. They allow too many easy shots.
Tyus Jones, a rookie out of Duke, feeding Wiggins, and he was bodied. Did you ever have a teammate where you had great timing back and forth?
Oh, of course. That's what you do. That's why you like to keep them all together. And they know what Speights is going to do. He's not going to dive. McAdoo will dive cut. He doesn't want the jumper. And Speights picks and pops. And he does it as well as anybody in the league, really.
Yeah, you talk to Sean and Mo, they say, hey, they developed that chemistry in Cleveland when they played together briefly. And Steve Kerr smart enough to tandem them a lot with the second unit with the Warriors. People say, well, what do you learn when you play more with somebody? That's why Steph and Clay play better now together as time goes on.
Mo's easy to play with because you have to look just outside the free throw line area, above it, to the left, to the right, because he's going to go to the open spots in that vicinity. You can always find him there. And he drifts away from his defender extremely well.
Speights and Sean working together again.
Well, the difficulty there, the play, was the catch on the pass for Mo Speights. The hands by Sean Livingston. That was not easy.
So Tyus Jones, Andrew Wiggins, Shabazz Muhammad with Karl Anthony Towns and the veteran Tayshaun Prince. And Wiggins is a one-man wrecking crew right now. He's got 11, and he's going to the line for 2 more.
Well, Brandon Rush let him go to his strong side right. He can beat you left, but you want to take it away. Here's Mo, and watch this rocket pass. Beautiful delivery. Not many people would catch it. Right off the dribble, and you don't expect Speights to throw that kind of pass.
So I'll ask you a different way. Who is your favorite teammate in terms of your tandem or synergy?
Oh, without question, Clyde Lee.
Okay.
Power forward for the Warriors.
Did he set screens that you were able to come off of?
Set screens. You could always count on him. You knew your man, because you'd set him up right, and he's not going to get through Clyde. He used to always say, you just come close. He said, I'm going to lock him up. He will not get by.
I like it.
I will lock him up.
I think that was something in the past couple of years with Bogut. You had said, hey, Steph and Clay have to learn how to use that screen. I think they've gotten so much better at it. Andrew sets those dark side of the moon screens, and Steph and Clay have set that up better.
Stephen is much improved in that area. I thought before, a few years ago, a couple years ago even, he was too impatient. Go away from the screen, then come back to it. That'll get your man into it.
Livingston misfiring there. It's a matter of cooling off Minnesota on this end. Towns with the long rebound. Look what I found. And Mo Speights. I told Mo I'd give a shout out to his dad, Wilbur. Wilbur, that one's for you.
Looked like that one he just could have caught with his right hand, just bring it back down and start a break the other way. Towns never knew he was there. How about a flat foot shot from the perimeter from a 7-footer?
Emerson batted it, but Towns, some energy rebounds.
He's got great instincts. Great instincts.
Brandon Rush hides behind Mo and drops into 3.
Well, Mo was tempted to take that 3. He is at 40% on the year now.
Yes, he is.
Get back, Mo.
Tayshaun, 14 years in the league. So they start to double him, but he still gets the shot.
Karl Anthony Towns is doing everything. He's got 11. Rubio's got 11. Wiggins has 13. And Steve Kerr is going to stop it. Talk about slowing down the frisky young Timberwolves. The Rookie of the Year. That vote will not be close. Minnesota leading by 3. Timberwolves lead at 3. We've been raving about Karl Anthony Towns, and he is part of our McDonald's True Story. #1 scorer, #1 in rebounds. Not bad defensively with blocks. Field goal percentage second. The free throws at 82% for a big man. And he's been the Western Conference Rookie of the Month 4 months in a row.
Every month. Those numbers, though. How about 57.5% over the last 27 games, and nearly 22 a night, and approaching 12 rebounds. He's led them in scoring 14 of the last 17 games.
The note I like is that for someone under the age of 21, is the same number of 20-10 games as Shaquille O'Neal.
That's huge.
I mean, that's...
But, Wiggins just turned 21. Karl Anthony Towns turned 20 this year. Zach LaVine is 21. Tyus Jones, their #1 pick out of UCLA this year, Duke, 19.
Brandon Rush and Speights guiding it home.
And I believe that was legal. I don't think he was above the cylinder. The ball was above the cylinder. It was coming out perfectly timed.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns doesn't turn 21 until November. That's how young he is.
Yeah, next year.
Wiggins and LaVine just turned 21. in February and March.
Good anticipation from Harrison there. Saw that pass coming.
Barbosa get himself to the line.
And here's why you want to block out. If you don't, you pay the price. And Karl Anthony Towns was just too late getting a body on Mo Spates.
Barbosa knocking it down. Warriors have expanded their available stock of jerseys larger than ever. Every man, woman, child, and Dub Nation, including the new Chinese heritage jerseys. Every player, every way, every jersey at Warriors.com.
I'm going to add this, by the way, about blocking out. Sometimes when it's crowded in there, you don't have time to block out. You got to go get the ball. That instance was plenty of time. The ball's way high up there. Only a couple of people are in the vicinity, and that's when you really need to block out. It's a necessity in that situation.
You'll see in the NBA, the traditional box out has been replaced by the bump and go. You bump your guy one way, and then you go get the ball. But you're right, there's got to be some attention there.
Or even the shove.
Yeah.
Up top, put your right hand into the chest, just a little push away, and then go.
Shabazz Muhammad, nice lefty runner.
He is a bull. He loves to rock and roll inside.
Varejão's first playing time.
Better be ready to play when Muhammad's out there. It's going to be physical.
Barbosa got all the way to the rim through 3 Timberwolves.
Barbosa is just amazing to me. He just runs around like he's 26 years old.
You always say, Jim, change the game if you're reserved. And Leandro, you know when he's in the game.
33 years of age.
Plays with high octane. Zach LaVine, that's the growth in his game. That jumper looks smooth.
Well, I like Devin Booker as a rookie this year, and I like Zach LaVine as a second-year player. They're the future of the NBA in a lot of ways.
Livingston and Varejão, nicely done.
I'd say they're two pieces for the future. Booker and LaVine. If only LaVine could jump. Two-time dunk champion.
He is a greyhound. Forget Shabazz Muhammad's left-handed. He's a little awkward to guard, but as Jim said, for a swingman, he operates inside very well. Barbosa and Varejão, and Andy was shoved from behind.
Watch Muhammad here. They don't count the gather. Let's see. He did not take an extra step there. Nice move and a nice little floater.
Minnesota has not cooled off much. They made their last 5 shots. Livingston, 4 points, a couple of assists as Ian Clark checks in.
So you got 2 diminutive backcourt players for the Warriors now in Barbosa and Clark.
They're both small, too. Greg Smith, his 9th game.
Got to stop the ball here with LaVine. They got back in time. I love the way he attacks.
Minnesota will take time. They're shooting 62%, and they've needed all of it to hang with the world champs. You like offense? This is your night so far. Even at 43, with the Timberwolves shooting 62%, and you get an idea of the effort the Warriors face every time they see an opponent. Minnesota's youngsters are giving all-world effort. They're right in the ballgame.
Listen, this is a very hungry team right now. They've had success over the past couple of months. Karl Anthony Towns is getting better. LaVine is getting better. They've got Wiggins who can score. You know, the Warriors have forced 8 turnovers, 10 points off those turnovers, and yet you have a tie game. So you can't just play around and keep them in the game deeper into the second half.
We also travel with a Steph Curry jersey fan behind us everywhere we go. We're just letting you know that.
Well, if you came here an hour before the game, there are a few thousand people here, and I would say the majority of them are Warrior fans.
Bean missing there. Brandon Rush with the rebound. So for Greg Smith, this is only his 9th game. Do not have Nikola Pekovic. They don't have Kevin Garnett tonight. Harrison Barnes, tough turn and fade. Muhammad with a rebound. That time Brandon sent him away, but these long rebounds are being tracked down by Minnesota. Even when the Warriors do get a stop. As you said, with Minnesota's gaudy shooting percentage, they're not missing often. Tyus Jones missing the three. And another long Minnesota rebound.
This is what hurt them in San Antonio, rebounding. And it cost them a three there. Now the Wolves have made 5 of 8 from 3. And the Warriors are 3 of 7.
You would never expect that. Shot clock at 3. Varejao made something out of nothing. That's a great job there. Yeah, I think frustrating for Steve Kerr is that Minnesota's 19th in rebounding. The Warriors are 14th, but without Iguodala, without Bogut and Ezeli, you got a lot of rebounds not being had. Putting pressure on everybody else. Tayshaun Prince. Brandon Rush will pick up a foul there. Tayshaun Prince is a pro's pro. I tell you who's sitting here courtside is Big Ben Wallace, his former teammate in Detroit. He's here to see Curry. He's here to see Tayshaun.
Well, we saw his retirement jersey night.
Well, you got to log on to CSNBayArea.com because Aisha Curry dishes out her favorite recipe, cooking with the Currys at CSNBayArea.com.
Well, she must cook very healthily. If you look at Stephen Curry. I think Stephen's the kind of guy that, as the years go by, he's still not going to gain any weight. He just has that body. And he's a heck of a lot stronger than you may think, as Cloud, you've documented many times.
Yeah, I mean, second highest deadlift on the team behind Festus. The core is amazing. And Draymond shuffled the feet.
Well, Draymond's put in a position many times. He's just growing into a complete basketball player. So Harrison Barnes flipped it back to him, but he didn't try to post up. He just vacated the area, and so Draymond Green looked like a small forward trying to make a move, and he's not used to that.
Greg Smith had it knocked away on the way up, but it remains Minnesota ball.
So that's the next growth for Draymond Green. He's going to learn little one-on-one moves and a good first step and things like that. And it's a pretty simple thing. He uses that left foot. He just has to keep that down and go off the lead one. Push off without shuffling, which a lot of players do.
Bean just rises into that jumper.
I'll tell you what, as a rookie, not nearly as consistent from the perimeter as he is now.
Steph, what a find with the left hand. Harrison missing that three long. Varejao batting it out to Curry. And then Rubio. The lob. This becomes Minnesota's largest lead. The T-Wolves are playing a perfect game.
This was a pass by Stephen Curry. He was not shooting the ball. Looked like he was trying to find Harrison Barnes. And here's a lob. And it could have been Muhammad, or it could have been Tayshaun Prince.
Well, we talked about what Rubio lacks as a shooter. That play shows everything he does have as a player. Very good defender, tremendous ball handler, and a beautiful point guard in terms of setting up the lob. Rubio was taken 5th in that draft.
How about
Steph taken 7th.
How about Tayshaun Prince finishing that at age 36?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. But for Minnesota, said 4 straight single-digit ball games on the road. The 2 nice road wins. They come home, and they've been good in this building. And tonight, they're shooting 58% against a Warrior squad that was terrific defensively against San Antonio, but is getting diced up a little bit tonight.
Well, the Warriors were #1 in defensive field goal percentage for a long time.
Yeah, they're 3rd in the league in field goal percentage defense.
But not tonight.
Not tonight. McAdoo fouled on the pass.
Draymond Green, another terrific bounce pass to a cutting Brandon Rush. Green with 5 assists now. Looking for Curry off staggered screens.
Smith is staying with him. Ended up fouling him.
Greg Smith at 250 pounds. He's a load.
Draymond taking advantage of Rubio. McAdoo is there. So you can see how they're switching that, and Draymond is punishing point guards. He didn't make that shot, but it breaks down the defense with him at point-blank range.
I just love how McAdoo has a nose for the ball. He just has a feel for it.
Baz Muhammad, lesser of evils, him on the outside versus driving.
But the aggressiveness of Brandon Rush there to get that rebound.
Draymond to the line. I like
Smart
these Draymond
play.
post-ups tonight. They have been effective.
So there's the entry pass, and Draymond misses. McAdoo punishes. And Draymond Green did a great thing there. As on the way to the basket, looks like he was going to reverse it. But he knew that he was getting pushed from behind, and he knew that defender was going to come hard. So he kind of held up a little bit and made sure he got the bump to get to the line.
The Warriors are moving up the charts free throwing wise. They're 17th in the league. They had been in the 20s. But tonight they're 4 of 9 free throwing.
Yeah, it's not going to hack it here.
Draymond 1 out of 2.
Well, they've got a little over 3 minutes here to redeem a little bit. And if they don't, it's going to be a pretty intense locker room by the coaches. They have not yet lost back-to-back games. They do not want to get in that territory.
Rubio will work his way to the line. Yeah, both the Spurs and Warriors have not lost consecutive games all season long. Rubio is playing a perfect game. 12 points, 3 of 3 from the field, 2 for 2 on threes, 4 of 4 from the line, has 4 assists as well. I do think, though, if you wanted to do the draft over, Rubio at 5 and Steph Curry at 7, I think the Warriors are very happy with their selection.
Yes, and I do not think that the Wolves are happy. They could be happy with 5 as Clay gets that one down.
Klay Thompson hitting a 3.
But they're not happy with the number 6 pick that they had.
Saying that Johnny Flynn did not work out as well.
That's the one.
They also took Ty Lawson in that draft. He ended up trading that pick to Denver. Took a lot of point guards. Curry, good front, good steal.
Let's see what he does here.
Bean gave ground. He got around him anyway, laid it up and in.
He loves the open court a lot more than you think, because he has about 6 or 8 options up his sleeve thinking about it coming down the floor.
And Wiggins to the line once more.
That's been one of the reasons Minnesota has the lead, going to the free throw line and making their free throws.
They're perfect, 11 of 11, and 2 more coming. Steph Curry in the open floor. Ball handling wizardry, and the beautiful finish.
Warriors Clippers, Wednesday at 6:30 on CSN Bay Area.
Zach LaVine from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Floating in.
Here he comes. Going to take off.
That is a 50 dunk. Even though Alex was like a better 50. It's over again.
And the bench unloads. They love it. But was it special enough? So here's LaVine now, chopping his steps to midcourt.
Yeah. I think he just went back to back. This is an amazing dunk contest, guys.
They both should get it, man. Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Your 2016 Verizon Slam Dunk Champion, it's Zach LaVine.
We did some crazy stuff, man. It came down to it, man. This was ridiculous.
We've never seen anything like that.
All right, Jim. The T-Wolves with Wiggins, Towns, and LaVine. We talk about their age,
yes,
their productivity, but this is a league that is awash in financial thumbs up, right?
Okay.
Couldn't the NBA have gotten a second trophy and had 2 slam dunk champions?
I wondered where you were going with that. Of course, that's what I thought. I've said that all along. I did not put one above the other. In fact, nothing to disparage Zach LaVine. If you made me pick just one, I would have picked Gordon.
Well, because remember,
they're both great, though.
Remember when Jason Kidd and Grant Hill were co-rookies of the year?
Yeah.
Because, and I'm glad that we included Zach LaVine's comments after. I think he would have been happy if he and Gordon both won the slam dunk championship.
I think both of them would have gone home very pleased. If I remember correctly, 1971 wasn't Jeff Petrie and Dave Cowens, weren't they co-rookies of the year?
Wow, that's a good year. 2 good players. Petrie had to struggle with his backcourt mate, though. That was the problem. Draymond attacking again.
Just banged that one in. I love the way he's playing tonight. He's got to get the rest of the guys to pick it up.
Yeah, Draymond, 8 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Is Rubio going to continue his night? No.
I can't believe Zach LaVine rotated to him instead of he had a chance to take it himself. And he's been shooting so well lately, 45% over the last 31 games from three-point range.
Draymond and Clay, a little 2-man game. Brandon Rush in the corner. McAdoo just keeping it alive.
He was the only one there to rebound, and he did his job superbly.
Kicked around, and the Warriors fortunate.
Yeah, McAdoo did not protect the ball very well there.
Yeah, Steve hopped off the bench, said 2 hands, elbows out.
Yeah, he got very thin. That's exactly what he was, too upright.
Minnesota had the 7-point lead. And Curry puts the Warriors back on top.
We'll show that to you again sometime, because watch how he throws the ball ahead between 2 defenders and chases it down.
Steph becomes the first Warrior in double figures. Minnesota 3 double-digit scores in the first half. That deflected. 12-3 Warrior run. And Brandon Rush finishing on the other side.
Well, they're paying off with fast break points now.
Well, you got 14 points off turnovers, so the Minnesota mistakes, the Warriors are taking advantage. Karl-Anthony Towns will get to the line.
Just watch Stephen Curry here. Watch what he does. Pushes that ball ahead and then runs to it. And, of course, he knows how to finish.
And this is a little bit of a rarity for tonight.
What about a handle?
That was a great no call. We've had a lot of stoppages without a lot of contact.
What an asset to have for Stephen Curry as he's gotten better and better, because he can finish with either hand just as effectively. It doesn't seem like he doesn't even favor the right anymore.
Karl-Anthony Towns, we mentioned 82%. Great free throw, but splitting a pair there.
Rubio just overplaying, and they can get Curry on backdoor situations.
And this is the open set with Draymond handling. Dropped it off for McAdoo. Denied at the top.
The dribble got him in trouble.
And LaVine. Two-handed hammer.
When you have a chance to finish without a dribble, you've got to use that quickness. And McAdoo just lured multiple defenders inside with a dribble.
Down to 4. Steph doubled his 3. Around and out. Draymond tipped it in. Draymond tipped it in, beat the buzzer. And so for the Warriors, Draymond Green gets to double figures. And after being down a deuce at the end of one, trailing by 7, they have the lead at halftime. Greg, Gary, and Monty in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live. Coming up next.
Well, usually Steph Curry makes the buzzer beater. This one's going to kind of rim out, but Draymond is there to tip it in to give the Warriors a 3-point halftime lead as Draymond Green in the first half had 10 points and 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Welcome in studio. Eyes on me. Spurs are down 3. I'll tell you what's going on there. Welcome to Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Monty Poole. The young Minnesota Timberwolves are coming at the Warriors hard. Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, last year's Rookie of the Year, Zach LaVine, and Ricky Rubio, saintly, has found his jump shot tonight.
Yes,
he gets his feet set without much contestment. He can make the shot. It's when you give him a lot of pressure. You talked about the 2 other young guys, Wiggins and Town. These guys are going to be terrific players. They really are.
Here's Rubio to Tayshaun Prince, Monty. He's got length. If he could shoot like he did in the first half, he could be an all-star player.
Well, he may be able to shoot like that if the Warriors play defense like they did in the first half, because we didn't see Warriors defense in the first half. That is not the kind of defensive intensity the Warriors have become accustomed to, and that's not what we're used to seeing. I expect it to change in the second half. They know that they're that close to win this game. They found themselves late in the first half there, but the defense has to pick up.
We said it was going to be like the Dallas game, and it reminds me of that game. And what's going to be the key? They're going to turn the defense up in the second half at some point here, and that's going to create the separation.
They may be turning up the volume in the locker room right now with Draymond Green. Let's start guarding somebody. Warriors lead by 3. The Spurs are losing by 3 with 13 seconds to go. Patty Mills to tie the game. He missed it. We'll give you a highlight when we come back.
Rebound.
Saying Patty Mills with a 3. It's no good. Out of bounds. 4/10 of a second to play. Tony Brothers gives the ball to San Antonio.
Yes,
you got 4/10 of a second, Stanley. You have to make it 3. Let's check out the inbounds here. If the Spurs lose this game, they have 11 losses. Baseline inbounds. Courtney Lee with the steal. Stepped in front of Danny Green, saintly. That's well done. Steve Clifford's happy. Bobby Weiss is happy. And the Spurs blew a humongous lead. And they lose in Charlotte.
You don't see that.
Well, a lot of teams on that baseline with a low clock like to go to that weak side corner pass. You try to pick the outside guy and funnel a guy out there. They read the whole play and took it away. And Monty, do you think they had a little letdown from the other night? They jumped out to a great start, and all of a sudden, back came the Hornets.
A little bit of a hangover you're looking at, I think, there. You know, and the Warriors had that issue, too. You look at the Warriors and the way they're playing tonight. They can play through it, but the Spurs are playing the Hornets, Hornets are a good team.
Good team.
They're a good team. They play good defense. Tonight you saw it. They came back. It was just a humongous comeback by the Hornets.
Jeremy Lin, off the bench, scored 29 points in the game, Monty. We were watching more of that fourth quarter in the Warriors. No, we weren't. We were watching the Warriors.
Hey!
Jeremy Lin made so many big baskets there in the fourth quarter.
Three-pointers, jump shots. He took over the game, basically. Jeremy Lin.
Good for him.
All right. And now back to the game you're watching. Draymond Green at tip-in, 61-58. All right. We'll see you after the game on Honda Warriors Postgame Live. The Spurs lost. They have 11 losses.
For your lead at 3. Bit of an oddity in the first half. The 3rd worst three-point shooting team is out shooting the number 1 three-point shooting team. So the Warriors are going to have to find a different way to win this game. Credit the young Timberwolves. They've played very well.
Well, the Warriors have to have a different defensive mindset in the second half if they're going to prevail in this game. They need some more intensity, and they've got to take away and make the Wolves feel uncomfortable. Right now, even when they're making threes out there, several uncontested.
Got to love Draymond Green on the block, though. He has not settled for outside shots. Our KFC Nashville Hot Shot Chart brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. How about Draymond's shot attempts? Not only has he got 10 points, they're all inside the circle.
Well, Warriors aren't shooting well from the outside. We talked about that before the game. So how do you win games? When the Splash Brothers aren't really heating up. You've got to play inside. You've got to rebound the ball. You've got to play better defense. They do have a lead.
Minnesota has 4 good young players, all 4 of them in double figures, and they rang the register in that first half.
They're approaching their averages. Karl Anthony Towns, 5 of 9. He's got 12 points. He even hit a 3.
Rubio has over his average, 13, and shockingly, 2 made threes.
He's been terrific from the field, 3 of 4.
And then Wiggins got rolling, Jim. At one point, he scored 9 of their 11 points in a run that gave Minnesota the lead. And Levine in the open floor, the best high flyer out there.
Well, those 4 combined, ready for this, 17 of 27 from the field, 5 of 7 from three-point range, and they've done the bulk of the scoring. They've scored all the points with the exception of 8. They've got 50 from those 4.
You love the Warriors' assist to turnover, really taking care of the ball. The bench has been good. And as you mentioned, they do have the lead after trailing by 7.
Yes, we know they can shoot better from the backcourt. The Warriors can, but they can also and should and need to play better defense.
Want to finish off the road trip the right way. 3-point lead at the break with the third quarter. Straight ahead. Lead at 3, but already some NBA news tonight that involves the Warriors. San Antonio lost to Charlotte. What's interesting in that game is that the Spurs had a 30-7 lead to begin the ball game. They blew a 23-point lead and lose to Charlotte for their 11th loss of the season.
Charlotte moves to 40 and 30.
The Warriors do not begin nicely. A Rubio steal, and Levine is fouled. Ricky Rubio is one of the elite defensive point guards in the NBA. And he's gotten Steph a couple times. Warriors been great not turning the ball over, but Rubio has 2 pickpockets.
You just get a little careless throwing the ball in. You got to give credit to Rubio. Got his hand up in time, and something that looks pretty ordinary turns into a disaster.
So Levine missed the free throw. The Warriors hustling back to commit the foul. Already saved 1 point.
Looks like they put a new net at that end. It's a little tighter at the bottom.
So Steph and Clay are 6 of 17. Very curious what the Splash Brothers do here. They were bottled up in San Antonio and bottled up here. And that pass had no shot. So 2 straight turnovers after committing only 3 in the first half. Oh, Draymond saw that lob.
Read it perfectly, didn't he?
And he throws a lob of his own, but the pass and crash. Going to be an offensive foul.
If you're going to throw a lob and you're halfway to the basket, you might as well try to finish it yourself here. This is way deep into the lane here where he lands.
They shouldn't have rewarded Jang for that play.
Nope.
He was what they call body hunting. He was trying to find the passer, and he duped the official. Wiggins misfiring. Draymond tapping out that rebound. He picked Curry's pocket again. And a 2-on-1. Steve Kerr going to use a very early timeout. You take great care of the ball for an entire half of basketball. 3 turnovers. And then the first minute 7, you commit 4. You're not going to beat Minnesota if they're running the other way off your mistakes. They are young, they are frisky, and they want the upset.
The Sports Central update, everyone's talking about it. Spurs' first game since beating the Warriors Saturday at Charlotte. Now the Hornets scored just 7 first quarter points, under a minute left. Palo Alto native Jeremy Lin hits the jumper to give the Hornets the lead. He had 29 points off the bench, and the Hornets rally from way down to hand the Spurs just their 11th loss, 91-88. Fitz, JB, how about that game?
I tell you, Kemba Walker went 2 of 11 in that game, and Charlotte still won. 30-7 lead on the road, and the Spurs don't close it out. That's shocking. Steph trying to get contact, didn't. regressing to the mean as he's missed his last couple threes. Klay Thompson hitting a three. And to put the Spurs thing in perspective, Jim, the Warriors 109 straight wins when they're up by 15 or more in a game at any point. They have not blown 109 in a row.
All right, Thompson's 3 of 3 from three-point range, 3 of 7 overall. If he's hitting that well, that's a nice little spin move, and Wiggins puts it in. He's leading them with 16, but I'd set up some shots for Klay. It looks like he's got his outside shooting touch tonight. Curry's struggling, 1 of 5 from 3.
McAdoo off iron.
Can't remember the last time I've seen Stephen Curry. He struggled 2 games in a row. But he's certainly off still.
Great defense. Draymond knocking away from Towns. Got all ball there. Harrison a runner. Levine able to finish.
Nice right pass from Rubio.
To your point, Steph Curry, when held to 15 or less, has responded with 35 or more the next game on average. So bottled up in San Antonio, but only 10 tonight. And Levine setting up Jang, and he is grabbed. That's a beautiful pass.
Right over the top of Stephen. Let's see here. Is this? Oh, yes. Same one. The next time might have been a little carry on the ball by Levine.
Minnesota is playing at a miles-per-hour rate faster than the Warriors right now.
Yes, they are.
And you can just see the energy level, and when you allow the underdog to hang around in a sporting event, they get some confidence. There was this NCAA tournament thing. I don't know if you've seen the last couple of days, Jim. A lot of the underdogs hung in to the very end.
Well, how do you lose a game when you're up by 12 with 44 seconds to go? But Northern Iowa did. Felt sorry for him. You saw Stephen Curry motioning to the official, also to Zach LaVine, and saying, you know, you're picking the ball up and you're carrying it. You're running and not dribbling it, holding it. But Zach says, I'm not an official. I'm not worried.
Zach says, I learned it from Tony Parker.
Yeah, I think those are tough shots. And everybody's standing around. No one then the rebounds. Easy to block out.
Wiggins for 3. Long rebound, Curry in motion. Rubio will grab him.
Curry hits
after the whistle. Steph does special things.
It's one of his practice shots. He said, okay, I'll just try it here. Throw it real high. I'd like to see a few of those go down in regulation here.
Klay Thompson, he is yet to make a 2. He's 0 for 6.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's 4 for 4 on threes.
And I said a moment ago, they should look for Klay from the perimeter right now because he's forcing it inside. He's having so much success out there. Why change up?
Been tied 14 times. 6 lead changes in the game. Karl Anthony Towns missing long. McAdoo and Steph working on that rebound together. Klay Thompson sheds Rubio, and he can't make a 2, but he can't miss a 3. Weird night. Levine for 3.
This kid plays with an abundance of confidence.
He's got 17. Both teams are the same from the three-point line. 6 of 12. Klay missing. McAdoo missing as well.
He needed to just lay it in. I don't know what he was doing with it.
This game has a bad feel to it for the Warriors. Minnesota's playing with all this energy. And Klay hits a 3. Okay, 5 of 5 on threes and 0 for 8 on 2s. We've isolated the variable. Have them keep shooting threes. Minnesota takes time. 7:04 remaining in the third with the T-Wolves up 2.
Warriors Clippers Wednesday at 6:30 on CSN Bay Area and streaming on csnbayarea.com and NBC Sports Live Extra.
Timberwolves lead at 2 with 7:04 remaining in the third. Well, Sean Livingston and Klay Thompson on March 15th teamed up with Lucky's for the community food drive. Fans purchased a ticket, were admitted to the fan event. They met the Warrior players at the Lucky Supermarkets in Alameda. All proceeds from the event donated to the Alameda County Food Bank. And great work by Klay and S-Dot, Sean Livingston. That's the oddest line I've ever seen.
It's strange. Stephen, as I said, 4 of 12, 1 of 5. They both played 21 minutes. They've combined for 25 points.
We said in losses, Splash Brothers 40 points, but on 40% shooting. They're 9 of 25 right now. Draymond challenge Wiggins. Steph Curry, he drops in a 3.
He's getting a little more room from bigger people. That's the second one I think he's dropped over Towns.
Draymond slides in the center spot here with Harrison, Brandon Rush, Steph, and Klay. Rubio, time to set his feet, and he still give him that all night. And Harrison, touchdown.
I love the way he stopped on a dime there. They've got to start using pump fakes a little bit more when they get around the basket. You don't rarely do it on a fast break, but he was getting hounded there, and he knew that Rubio was just going to run right past him.
You know, I'm thinking of Don Nelson right now, Jim.
Yes.
Because when a bad shooter would hit his first 2 shots, Nelly would say, good, I hope he keeps shooting. Klay traveled instead of throwing the ball ahead. And another post-whistle shot. So Rubio hit his first 2 threes.
Yep.
And he's missed his last 3.
So Harrison catches this. He hears the footsteps.
Let him fly right by.
Yep. Yeah, discontinued dribble there for Klay.
Daring Rubio to shoot that now. Wiggins, good help from Steph. Rubio again, and he made it. So missed his last 3. The Warriors are going to live with that, but credit Rubio, who now has 16.
We said, in order to beat the Warriors, you've got to make threes. You have to be a team that can make some threes that night, and they're doing it.
Well, Rubio's having a better three-point night than Steph Curry. That tells you about the game. But Steph inside with a left hand.
Warriors get this lead back.
Rubio will get to the line. Klay miffed. That'll be his second. T-Wolves have been outstanding free throwing. They're the 3rd best free throwing team in the league. 16 of 19 with 2 more coming.
I don't know whether Klay fouled him or not, but it looked like a foul. He looked like he crowded him. That would have been a tough make for Rubio.
Rubio dropping that in. Warriors season ticket priority list has grown to 24,000. You can get on the list at 888-GSW-HOOP and get priority pre-sale access to playoff tickets. Get that before the general public. Get on that priority wait list. Warrior season ticket renewals, Chip, came in at 99+%. How about that? Warrior Dub Nation is ready for the postseason of next year. Draymond riding inside.
As he's done all night.
5 of 7. Every shot for Draymond Green's been within 6 feet. G. Jang.
He doesn't want that shot.
And Harrison smartly did not leave his feet. Shot clock at 7. Jang.
He does want that shot.
Well, Minnesota's having that kind of night. You shoot it at 54%. You're getting unlikely scores from unlikely players. You're playing the world champs. Head up. Building is full. There's a buzz in the arena. Draymond is just doing work inside. 6 of 8. He's got 14.
He's playing like a legitimate center right now around the hoop. Moving, getting himself available. This is too deep.
Karl-Anthony Towns.
Too deep there.
Using that big body. He is smooth. Curry had it knocked away. So Steph has 9 assists, but as he dribbles in traffic, Minnesota's been effective knocking the ball away. It'll be the 4th team foul. Gotta get Livingston into the game.
So they go a little smaller here. Sean for Harrison. And Sean's going to take Jang.
7 lead changes, 18 ties.
Sean's going to give a lot of help when Jang's on the outside, but on the inside, he needs help.
They post him up right away. And who's the foul on? It'll be on Livingston.
He pulled him down. They went right to that mismatch immediately. No hesitation. Go post up, even in the lane. Easy call.
So Jang, the 21st pick in 2013. This is year number 3. From Senegal to Louisville. Free throw line has been unkind to the Warriors tonight. Bolton makes an opportunity. Minnesota's plus 14 free throwing and shooting 54%.
When you foul a lot, put someone on the line, it means you're not very crisp at the defensive end.
Yep. And Jang hitting them both. Minnesota's biggest lead 7. Warrior biggest lead 6. Game has been close throughout. Brandon Rush 3. Livingston fighting for that rebound. And earns the Warriors an extra possession and a fresh 24. Warriors have the rebound advantage, 27-24. Livingston becomes the distributor. Brandon's normally going to knock that shot down, but Draymond the rebound. Barbosa 3. So we're getting good looks. You take either one of those, but both misfires. And Minnesota's kind of night. A lot of the improbable has happened. What a dish inside. Zach LaVine. Brandon Rush just couldn't collect it. These are the times where you miss Andre Iguodala the most. On offense, on defense, and ball handling. 7 turnovers in the corner has been the difference.
Brandon Rush was being pressured there by Karl-Anthony Towns. He knew he was on his heels, so that's why he didn't catch it. He wanted to catch it and complete it quickly, but it didn't work.
Barbosa makes up for it. Helps out Brandon with that steal. And Steph travels. 8 turnovers in the third. This is like that crazy third quarter in Portland.
They've gotten rattled, which is unusual. They got a little rattled at times in San Antonio. You would not expect that here tonight. And we know they can play so much better. At least it's a close game right now. But again, you can't take anyone lightly in this league, particularly the way Minnesota's been playing lately.
Jang, step inside, and Wiggins, the jumper. Curry missing the 3 long.
Draymond should not have to wave Spates down to set a screen for Steph Curry as he comes around. That's got to be a little more automatic, a little more fluid, and then your timing is better.
to the line, and Minnesota an opportunity for their biggest lead of the night.
Right now, they've got all the confidence.
Steve Kerr is kind of beside himself. But how about teaching that move? Comes inside. And then it's Jang, the distributor. And Minnesota's having that kind of night. Just been a little unraveling in this third quarter with the turnovers. 3 in the first half, 8 in the third. The shooting, even open looks are being misfired, and Minnesota's continued good play.
Well, their field goal percentage is much like it was in the first half.
22 of 25 from the line, and Minnesota shooting 56%. They have the last 10 in the game.
These are not gift free throws. They've earned them.
Livingston inside. That's a big bucket.
I love the way he soars to the iron. But their defense, the Warriors, has to get a little better on the perimeter so you don't get caught with everything underneath. And you jump at the ball.
Spades met Jang at the top. Throw ahead to Draymond. He walls off Levine. But he committed the foul. What a play by Mo Speights. That was going to be a dunk.
Well, it takes Jang just a little too long to gather and go up. He doesn't have that quickness and the explosiveness.
Draymond rattling home the first free throw. Tremendous night for Draymond Green. Except at the foul line, scuffling a little bit at 3 of 6. Psychologically, the final minute of this quarter is very important. Does Minnesota expand the lead? Or the Warriors cut into it? Jang missing. Big rebound. And Towns just pulled Ian Clark down.
He thought he wouldn't get caught there. The long rebound.
It's only Minnesota's first in the last 2 minutes.
As it comes out, watch his left arm there, and he just tangles it up and pulls Ian down.
I'm going to correct myself with the Draymond foul. This becomes the second in the final 2 minutes, so Ian Clark is going to shoot 2 free throws. And Ian, an outstanding free thrower missing there. You can secure priority access to the best available premium suite locations right now for the playoffs. The City National Bank Premium Suites and 888-GSW-HOOP. Put down a playoff deposit tonight. So Ian Clark, who's 86% from the line, splits a pair. The Warriors are 7 of 14 free throw.
When you don't shoot a lot of free throws, that's a tough shot. It was a lob, it looked like.
And Ian Clark, a good play, 2-on-1. Barbosa, Livingston, a little tic-tac-toe, back to each other, and Livingston laying it in.
They're familiar with each other. They're comfortable doing that, and now's another steal.
Speights thought about that 3. Draymond will attack Towns and lay it in.
Beautiful move. Nice crossover, under control.
Regardless of this possession, how about how the Warriors have finished this final minute? 8-0. They get right back in it. Tenths of a second.
It takes maximum effort every night, every team.
Minnesota's going to try to completely freeze it out. Towns inside. That's an air ball. 2. Barbosa will not get that shot off. But the Warriors storm back. Minnesota took their biggest lead at 8. The Warriors answer with 8 straight. And Draymond Green, after the Livingston steal, the finger roll as we head into the 4th. A good one in Minnesota. Our Toyota game summary tied at 89. The young, frisky T-Wolves playing some defense and getting out in the open floor with 20 fast break points. Draymond Green, you're missing both your centers, no problem. He's got 17, 7, and 6, doing work indoors and inside. And Klay Thompson, 5 of 5 on threes, but 0 for 8 on twos. But huge 8-0 run to end that third quarter.
That's the kind of intensity that they needed to bring out earlier in the quarter. They need to bring out at the beginning of this fourth.
And the bench has been the difference. Wiggins missing the layup. Speights and Livingston, Barnes, Ian Clark, Barbosa. You said when Iguodala got hurt, Jim, that Livingston would be the stabilizer.
Yes.
Sean was involved in every one of those big plays to close that third.
That's exactly how Steve Kerr is using him.
Nice block by Wiggins. And that'll be a 24-second violation, I believe.
That was very good defense by Wiggins. Livingston got him under the basket. He couldn't get him to commit one side or the other.
Greg Smith, Shabazz Muhammad, Andrew Wiggins, Tayshaun Prince, and Tyus Jones here. Minnesota trying to buy a couple minutes for their starters. Wiggins is the one who plays with the reserves now. Wiggins missing, but the long rebound track down. And Muhammad a fresh 24.
Look for Wiggins to take a majority of the shots when it comes down to it with this group.
Smith inside, Speights bothered him.
Without fouling.
Outlet to Barbosa, he forgot the ball. These are the type of turnovers you cannot afford. And Sean nearly had the steal, but it touched the baseline.
Actually, you've got the big ones on the bench, both teams, so with the exception of Wiggins. So only a battle of the bench brigade here. Who's going to win it?
Your assessment on Wiggins is right. He's going to shoot. He's going to be the guy to carry them.
He knows he's got a green light. It's amazing. He averages, what, 2+ rebounds a game, 3.5 in 35 minutes.
But he can score. Clark travel. We have had uncontested travels, balls being dropped in fast break situations, and the Warriors are just giving away possessions.
It looked like he slipped as he started to go. Let's watch his feet here. Yeah, he did. They slipped.
This is 11 second half turnovers after only 3 in the first half. So, play Wiggins to shoot every time. Shabazz Muhammad missing. Minnesota, a third opportunity.
That's Muhammad. I talked about being a little bull inside. He earned that rebound for them.
Wiggins slicing, had it stripped. Ian Clark to a running Barbosa.
Smith never saw him. They didn't have a 2-on-1 initially, but Smith let it transpire that way, and Barbosa, you know, he's got a nose for the hoop.
Smith inside, Speights got him.
Well, Barbosa didn't switch very strongly there. There's the turnover. And you're going to see right down the middle of your screen, Smith. He never saw Leandro Barbosa until it was too late.
You talk about Rubio's long arms, Livingston's long arms there. That was a beautiful pickpocket. Shot clock at 4. Wiggins knows it. Wiggins is going to shoot 2 free throws with the shot clock at 1.6.
Those are killers. Those are killers. A couple seconds to go. It's a perimeter shot. You reach in. I didn't see it either, but the official, Eli Rowe, was right there.
Well, the Instagram fan of the game, the authentic fan of the game, has won 2 tickets to the Dallas game at Wins 14. Follow at CSN Authentic on Instagram, and you can win a pair to the Dallas game on Authentic Fan Friday. So Minnesota back on top, 9:29 remaining. Wednesday, final meeting with the Clippers. Warrior pregame live comes your way at 6:30. All 3 games against the Clips have been highly contested, hotly contested, and very entertaining. This will be a good one at Oracle. DeAndre Jordan and Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Redick, and the Clippers on Wednesday. The Warriors have won 8 straight regular season home games versus the Clippers. Chris Paul's been magnificent, and Steph has been his equal.
Well, they've had the number over that little stretch. Steph's got to find some energy here to finish the game. 40% shooting for him tonight, 6 of 15, and then 2 of 7, which is .286 from three-point range.
But Steph and Clay are 11 of 28. So the first box you check if you're going to beat the Warriors is that the Splash Brothers are human. Then you need to outshoot them from the three-point line. Minnesota's only 1 fewer 3. And from the foul line, they're killing the Warriors 24-7. Plus 17 in makes. Spade's tough fadeaway.
Well, he's challenged on that. He did not expect that kind of defense from Smith, and Smith did a great job there.
They jump at Tyus Jones. Spates, that's how you go straight up. That's how you play defense in the paint. Principle of verticality. Go straight up. Don't foul.
But I
Force the miss.
I liked Ian Clark getting the rebound. He goes back to the middle of the court to retrieve a long kick out like that.
Ian 3 offline. Game is hanging there. Said Wiggins is looking for his own. That's his job with this unit, is to score.
Still looking.
And the Warriors know it. Smothered in there. Barbosa streaking to the iron.
Oh, I just love the way he looks around, surmises the situation, and says, yeah, I can finish this. I have to look at the rim only at the last minute, last second.
Barbosa 9, Livingston 8, Spates 8. The bench brigade has done it tonight. Tyus Jones nowhere to go. Spates another block. No buckets inside.
Yeah, Smith just can't elevate like that. He needs to be in better shape. He's carrying a few pounds.
Livingston avoided that turnover.
You're going to call it again.
Tied at 93, and the Warriors' body language says it all. Just empty possession after empty possession.
He slipped again. He's pretty fundamentally sound.
3 turnovers first half, 12 turnovers in the second half. Rubio and Karl Anthony Towns, the pick and fade.
How many players can score as often as Towns does with a flat foot shot? Just a little push. But he's so tall and so long, he's confident with that they can't get to it.
Another turnovers. That'll be an offensive foul on Verja. Towns grabbed his arm and he flipped it back to extricate himself.
So we're talking about 13 second half turnovers. I mean, and it's cost them from the first half. They gave up only, what, 6 points on turnovers. It's cost them 14 points in the second half.
Well, the other problem is the Warriors are shooting 50% from the field. So all these empty possessions.
They're shooting themselves in the foot. 2-point game.
Steph back in. Clay playing with Verja. Livingston and Draymond. Towns inside.
You do not have to go over the top of the screen with Rubio. And you get a switch. And you get an empty basket area
you
to
want
clean up.
Rubio shooting. Go under and dare him to shoot.
Well, you get hung up.
Livingston to Verja. And Andy will shoot 2 free throws. That'll be Towns' 3rd foul. This rookie is as good as advertised. He's got 22. Adebayo celebrates the NBA's growing fan support. Gear up with your team's merchandise at NBAstore.com for complete coverage of Noches Adebayo. Visit NBA.com. Varejao splitting a pair. The Warriors 8 of 16 free throwing. Minnesota 24 of 27. A 3-point lead in the ball for the T-Wolves. Rubio missing the three.
Simply put, Minnesota's the team that's pushed the pace. And that's why they're getting to the line. That's why they have fast break points. And you get a nice little deuce inside by Andy.
So Curry has 10 assists to go with his 6 rebounds and 15 points. And now Minnesota will take time. When you're on the top of the mountain, everyone's trying to knock you off. The Warriors are getting the A++ game from the Timberwolves. Trailing by 1 and trying to pull out another one on the road. Yeah, for your 10th birthday, get to see Steph Curry and the Warriors. This has been an odd game. The Warriors have 54 points in the paint. And so they've been very good inside, but the points off turnovers, that's going to tell the tale the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, this game is all about lack of defense for the Warriors. They've got to do a better job keeping them at bay a little bit and taking care of your possessions. When you're shooting 50% and yet you've already turned the ball over in less than 6 minutes 5 times in the fourth quarter here, you shoot yourself in the foot there.
And do we have a Curry flurry to finish it off? Steph has 15 points, 6 of 15 shooting. But can the MVP turn it on offensively? Zach LaVine, Gorgui Dieng, Karl Anthony Towns, Rubio, and Wiggins. This is Minnesota's starting 5. Wiggins does not like to give it up.
Oh, he averaged 2 assists tonight in 36 minutes.
Varejao and Brandon Rush playing with Steph, Clay, and Dre. Rubio commits the foul. So second Minnesota team foul, Rubio's 3rd. Warriors have also only committed 1 team foul here in the 4th. The throwaway, a little miscommunication with Draymond and Steph. And out of bounds to the Warriors.
So it doesn't cost them.
14 second-half turnovers after 3 in the first half. Some of it's been Minnesota's defense, and some of it just been pure giveaways.
At one time, they were +8 points off turnovers. Now they're -2. That's a 10-point difference.
Yeah, you put that with the free throw line as Draymond is held. That's Rubio's 4th foul.
I hope it turns out like teams I've been on, and the coach will tell you, after you win the game, and he won't be happy because you say, yeah, you won, but you didn't win right. Not the right way. I hope that's the problem for him.
Klay Thompson, and the foul as Draymond was upended. There was a car crash inside.
Yeah, the ball just flew out of Draymond's hands here, though.
So
let's see what happens here, because Draymond's open. And he just got hit, looked like he got hit in the midsection because no one hit the arms.
Varejao got pushed into him, too. There are bodies everywhere. The foul line may end up being the reason the Warriors lose this game.
Well, lack of attempts, number 1, and then lack of production, number 2.
You're 8 of 17. Minnesota's 24 of 27. And on the road, that's a hard disparity to overcome.
Well, let's hope Draymond makes this for 50% on the night. He is 4 of 8. Everyone needs to individually say, okay, I've got to do a better job with my man. If this is a high screen, Stephen can go underneath it so they don't have to switch.
Wiggins has all their points in the fourth quarter, all 10. And he launches the 3, and Jang keeps it alive.
Yeah, they leave him in for rebounding purposes, not for scoring. Although he's made 4 free throws tonight. He hadn't missed, which helps.
Levine on Curry. Get a running start and rise for the jumper. Another big rebound, and Clay walling off Towns.
They clear it out for him. He's got a big one.
Goes around Karl Anthony Towns, and Curry to the line. That's now the 5th team foul.
Towns does a pretty good job. I have to say, he doesn't back down. He goes out there and puts that hand right in the face of Stephen Curry. So he won't shoot over him there. Just had Curry understands. He reads the feet there. Which foot is forward, and he's going to drive that foot. It was the left one, so Curry went to his right.
Yeah, the delay here is that the guy running the scoreboard with team fouls doesn't count to 5 very well. So the officials, the board has been wrong all night. They're double checking at the scorer's table. It's the 5th team foul.
That last foul, when you said in the last quarter, in fact, the same thing. They had 4 up there, not 5, and they should have had 5.
Well, they fooled me, and so I started keeping myself after that. Sometimes people can't do their job. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And every quarter, the team foul's been wrong on the scoreboard. Curry dropping in the free throw. I think the guy doing the team fouls is related to the audio operator in this building.
No, that's just the volume.
Okay, the volume guy. He's hanging out with the team foul guy.
Tie game.
So we are tied for the 22nd time in the game. 8 lead changes, 22 ties.
That's a reach in by Stephen Curry, but if the scoreboard's accurate, it's a second foul. Second team foul.
3rd on Steph.
It's a long way to reach to try to make a steal.
We've got a 4-minute ball game here. On an evening where San Antonio has lost and blew a 23-point lead. Wiggins with the shot clock at 2. Jang's got a hoist to 3. That never hit the iron. That's a 24-second violation.
I'll tell you what was smart out there. Klay Thompson went to his man so that Jang couldn't throw it to someone who could get a decent shot.
Well, you want a better defense in the 4th, Jim. Minnesota is 4 of 16 shooting in the 4th quarter. The Warriors are playing good defense.
Just take care of the ball.
They have 10 fewer possessions.
Protect your possessions there and get a shot. Curry was open for a minute because 2 stayed with Varejao.
Shot clock at 5. Clay around the shot blocker. Draymond the rebound to put it in.
Oh, that is so terrific. He's a space eater. That is a Charles Barkley rebound and put back.
Draymond is your leading scorer and leading rebounder tonight. 20 and 8.
It's going to be a
kick. They'll recycle it to 14.
This is a nice drive by Clay. He got a good look there, but look at Draymond. He fights everybody in that space and for that space.
Jerry Sloan would say it, Jim. Rebounding is your chance to compete for possession of the ball.
And did he compete?
That is Draymond Green right there.
Defense right here would go a long way.
ISO Wiggins. Shot clock at 2. Driving inside, another miss, another stop.
Make sure you get a shot. They've been good the last few minutes.
Curry 3, front iron.
It's funny, he came to the stop there and then he hesitated. Kind of broke his rhythm. I was surprised.
Everything is for Wiggins here. Now Karl Anthony Towns will get to touch it.
Draymond leaves his feet again.
And Towns right to the rim.
We've seen Draymond do that about 4 times tonight. And when a guy has a live dribble, you can't afford to do it. He hasn't used his dribble. It's an easy play for him.
The last 2 rookies of the year have 24 each. Towns and Wiggins. Curry, step back 3, rimmed out. Steph is 2 for 9 from beyond the arc. 6 of 17 in the game.
3 of his last 21 over 2 games from the 3-point line.
Levine driving, and it knocked out of bounds.
Good help again from Varejao and Draymond, because Levine wants to get to the hoop now.
Karl Anthony Towns, the skill of the big man. Even at 101 with 2:07 remaining, our Rams shots of the game. Andrew Wiggins with 24, Karl Anthony Towns with 24. And the rookie of the year last year and the likely rookie of the year this year. The reason why Minnesota is right in the ball game. Our Rams shots of the game.
Well, he does that best when he goes to the basket. He'd rather take 2s than 3s. And tonight he's been a volume shooter, 8 of 20, 40%. And he's 1 of 3 from 3-point range, but he knows how to get to the free throw line. That's always a sign of someone who puts up big offensive numbers. They know how to get to the free throw line.
And 7 of 8 free throwing. Levine. Harrison Barnes came out to contest that shot. Great recognition.
Yep, and a good rebound by Sean Livingston.
Livingston, Clay, Steph, Draymond, and Harrison. Curry to a cutting Draymond Green.
That's almost a blind pass. He is counting on Draymond Green being in that spot.
Well, Steph is 1 off his season high in assists. He's got 11 helpers, but Draymond Green is carrying the load right now. Warrior lead at 2 with 1:47 remaining. We talked about execution down the stretch, not turning the ball over, but for Minnesota, they looked at the Warrior losses where Steph and Clay had been bottled up at 40% shooting. Well, tonight, the Splash Brothers are 11 of 31. They're right in that off night category. So can other Warriors carry the load? And Draymond Green has answered the bell.
But Klay Thompson has carried the load from 3-point line. He's 5 of 5, which makes the Splash Brothers a decent 7 of 14.
But they have 32 points between them. In Warrior losses, they average only 40. So they're 8 below that.
Yeah, it's pretty paltry for them. You talk about 32 between them. You've got Wiggins and Towns, 48 between those two.
Levine a 3. And the rebound to Towns. I believe he was fouled before he flipped that inside.
It'll be non-shooting. First one in the last 2 minutes.
Draymond will pick up his 4th. That is the first in the last 2 minutes. Towns with the show and go. Missing there, rebound, and it's Livingston. So a 2-point lead in the ball with 1:20 left. Draymond again. They rotate. Harrison Barnes 3. The rebound. Curry will track it down. Steph trying to escape, and it knocked out of bounds.
He just dribbled it off the foot of Ricky Rubio. We'll get him.
They're going to probably go to replay here just to double check. David Guthrie asked Kenny Maurer, said, why don't we just take a look and confirm? Kenny Maurer. And if the name sounds familiar with Joe Mauer here in Minnesota, yes, they are related. The Ring Central call for review brought to you by Ring Central. Business communication made simple. Joe Borgia and the guys in Secaucus going to set up the best replay for Kenny to take a look at. Call on the floor off of Minnesota and Warrior ball.
It's a big decision here. This is a big possession for both teams. Now Zach LaVine had made a couple of threes.
How about the Warrior defense holding Minnesota to 5 of 21 in the fourth quarter? After the T-Wolves went for 31 in the third, and the Warriors have locked them up for 12 points here in the fourth.
And that's what I was going to say, is that LaVine took a quick three there. That's what they want him to do. Let's see. This looks like the play's over here. Got to see where it went off the foot.
And it is confirmed that it is Warrior ball. Good to have replay double check that. Good for David Guthrie getting it right the first time. So how would you play the clock where you got 23 seconds and a minute 10? Would you quick shot it, or would you bleed it for a while?
No, I think I would get a good shot. I wouldn't even think about getting a quick shot. Not yet. Got 70 seconds left, 73 seconds. And they got one up. It's an I forgot. It was an out-of-bounds play. You've got to get at least one layup a game on an out-of-bounds play with Steve Kerr's drawing it up.
Draymond's got 24. Warrior out-of-bounds plays are the best. Rubio, that's a big shot.
Well, it wasn't. He's the guy you like to take the perimeter shot.
So now you can work the 2-for-1 pretty perfectly. Use a little time to get that good shot.
Well, that's why I thought they wouldn't take a quick one on the last out of bounds, because it's going to work in the favor possibly of Minnesota for a 2-for-1.
Back out of bounds. That was nearly a pass to Livingston for a layup. The Warriors have 5 to shoot, and Steve Kerr's going to use a timeout.
See, this is where Minnesota then can come back with a 2-for-1. That's why I thought the other one they might use a little clock. But I'd take the 2 anytime, even if he didn't take any time off the clock.
So 37.8 with 5 to shoot. The Warriors up 2. And Minnesota giving them all they want in the Twin Cities. Well, what more can you say about Draymond Green? Leading the team in scoring on 10 of 12 shooting. Leading the team in rebounds with 9. Playing his tremendous defense. 6 assists as well. And with Steph and Clay being limited to only 32 between them, Draymond Green has been the difference.
Well, twice in succession, Stephen Curry got a double team, and he made them pay for it.
Only 5 to shoot here. Draymond is the 3, ticked iron, long rebound, still loose. Wiggins comes away with it. They can't play 2-for-1 now.
No, that used a little time. That helped and benefited the Warriors.
Wiggins.
That's a forced shot. I mean, a very forced shot.
Clay with the rebound. Gets it to the best free thrower in the world.
That was not a good shot from Andrew Wiggins. It really helped. And I don't know why they had to take such a quick shot here, because after they fought for that rebound at the other end, it took so much time. They just had to get the best possible. That wasn't it.
Well, here's the issue for Wiggins as a young player. He's 2 of 9 in the fourth quarter. Karl Anthony Towns is 11 of 19 in the game. But needing a basket there, you got to work with your teammate.
It is almost as he did not want to give it up because he may not see it again.
You read my mind. So Steph, drop it in the first. You need the second here. Make it a 2-possession ball game.
And then I like a little bit, I don't want to say pressure in the backcourt, containment to make him use a little more time. Just containment. You don't want all of a sudden that ball to go to LaVine and let him run right by you, which he can certainly do.
So Curry hits them both. Sam Mitchell will use the timeout. The 2-possession lead with 13 seconds left. Minnesota, do they go for the 3 because then they could foul, or do they go quick 2 and foul anyway?
They're going to play it just like the colleges do. Go for a 2 and then foul. They'll get this ball in the front court. That'll save a little time for them in and of itself.
And the issue for the Warriors is if Minnesota gets a quick 2, you get it into Curry or Clay right away. Get it to your best free throw shooter. And you can run the baseline on a made basket to get an angle to get it to Steph or Clay.
Tell that to Northern Iowa.
Oh, man. So Draymond Green leads the way with Steph and Clay being bottled up. But really, off the page there, Livingston, Barbosa, and Spates have been monstrous with 23 between the trio. Needed that. One stop, and you win. You allow the bucket, and you've got to execute and make more free throws. Bench domination has been huge tonight. And the Warriors thin without Bogut, Ezeli, or Iguodala. But Wiggins to inbound here. You don't want to foul anyone shooting a 3. That's the other issue. Wiggins, he fouled somebody shooting a 3. They're incredibly fortunate he didn't make it. There's no percentage in doing that. You're up 4 points. If he had hit that 3, it would have been the biggest mental error of the night.
They got there way after he shot it. It kind of came across the body. If there was a foul, it was after it was launched.
And Wiggins helps out by missing the first free throw. Here's the other issue, Jim. Wiggins is a 29% three-point shooter.
I know that. Yeah.
You don't need to get anywhere near him when you're up 4.
He's already made his allotment tonight. You just don't want to foul. You don't want to stop the clock there.
So one more free throw now. What Sam Mitchell's going to talk about is, does he miss the free throw and try to grab an offensive rebound and shoot a 3 to tie the game? Or does he make, and how do they keep the ball away from Curry? So a couple different things coming up with 7 seconds left. Free throw coming, and the Warriors up 3.
Betting home of the Warriors is CSN, with a lineup worthy of covering the champs.
3-point lead, 7.1 left. Bob and Jim with you in Minnesota. First game coming home will be against the Clippers. First 10,000 fans get a Warrior t-shirt courtesy of Cache Creek Casino Resort and 888-GSW-HOOP. So 7 seconds left in the game. Now, does Wiggins try to miss and have Jang or Towns batted out? Or does he try to make and a full court press and foul right away? He's missing on purpose. He banked it out. The Warriors were ready for it, and Clay got it. So he missed the free throw on purpose in the hopes of getting a rebound for a 3. And the Warriors were ready for that because Clay came down to help for the rebound.
He did a good job of missing. Got it high off the board and then off the rim to give time to run to it.
Banked it so hard, got iron, which you have to do. But credit Klay Thompson.
Well, I've seen Zach LaVine several times tonight run from up above that on a free throw, even with Steph Curry. And that time he didn't run.
Unfortunately, Clay did. You get one more free throw and the game's over. And that's it. 2-possession game. Jim is going to talk to Draymond Green. Only 11 teams in NBA history have ever won 31 games on the road. No team in NBA history has ever been 63-7. So Clay makes them both. Bean streaking down the sideline. It doesn't matter. And what a ball game as the Warriors hold off Minnesota. 109-104. Now history again on the road. The record in league history is 33 road wins. The Warriors have 3 road games left. So they come home 63-7 with 9 of their remaining 12 at Oracle. They'll deal with the Clippers on Wednesday. They out-executed the young Timberwolves in the final 6 minutes. But a tough, well-earned win. Without 3 key players in the rotation, the Warriors find a way to hold off Minnesota, go 2-3 on the road trip. Warrior Postgame Live, presented by Honda, is coming up right now. The Warriors are 63-7.
Splash Brothers are a little heavy-legged. They combined to go 11 for 38 Saturday in San Antonio. Tonight, 11 for 31. But Draymond Green picks up the slack. He makes 10 of his 13 floor shots, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. The last 2 games of this road trip, he had to play essentially center the whole time. Let's go back to the Target Center. Barney in conversation with Draymond.
All right, thank you, Greg. This is a tough Minnesota Timberwolf young team, but I'll tell you what, they gave you everything you could handle tonight.
They are. They're a very young team, but they have a lot of talent. And we knew that coming in. They're not a group that's going to quit. They've been fighting the entire year, and they beat some good ball clubs. So we knew we had to come in and play. We didn't play our best game, but, we found a way to get it done.
Were you surprised that they were making shots with the regularity that they did? They go in at halftime, and they're shooting 55%.
A part of that was definitely our defense, and part of that was they can score the basketball. They have a lot of scorers on that team, a lot of guys who can get a bucket at any time. So I wasn't surprised. I just think we needed to be better defensively, but you got to give them some credit as well.
Talk about scoring. I thought you were the stable player tonight for the Warriors. Everything you took inside, you were the aggressive player, most aggressive player on the floor, and you were battling an aggressive team. 24 points, 9 rebounds for you. You just kept coming at them, and that 1 rebound and putback was really, really big at that time.
The way teams are playing us, the inside is opening up. They're really trying to take the three-point line away. So, Steph couldn't quite get going with his shot, so I knew I had to be more aggressive and try to score the basketball. And, credit to Steph. He drew the attention that he drew, and he was able to give me the ball quite a few times inside to be able to get a bucket.
Tell us what it's like to defend the upcoming Rookie of the Year, Karl Anthony Towns. He stays on the perimeter quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching for them for this water.
I'm watching too.
He's a very talented player. He can really score the basketball inside and out. He's going to be tough and dominant in this league for a long time. Got to give him a lot of credit. Obviously he's the #1 pick, so they knew how good he was, but he's been good all year, and, he'll be a tough cover for years to come.
At halftime, they talked about defense and stuff, you taking care of the ball. Then all of a sudden, the second half got a little sloppy with the basketball, and that kept them in the game.
It did. We had 3 turnovers and at halftime, and we probably finished the game with 15 plus. We got to do a better job of that. We're coming out the half, 4 straight turnovers, 4 straight possessions, and that was me and Steph, 2 and 2. So we got to be better than that as leaders of this team, coming out, getting off to a better start, because that set the tempo with turnovers for the entire half.
What does it say about this team, though, that you won a game tonight and you didn't get the best of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson?
This is a very deep ball club. Those guys can't do it for us every night, and other guys got to be ready to step up. So, we've been doing that, and we just have to continue. Obviously it's a very long season. To expect them to, be able to carry us for 82 games is absurd. So when they can't, we got to be there to give them a lift.
And your bench approached 40 points tonight.
Absolutely, that was huge for us. The bench came in and brought the momentum. Even there in the third quarter, they went on like an 8-0 run, and our bench came in and brought an 8-0 run with them. So that was huge. They were big for us tonight.
All right, congratulations. And by the way, San Antonio lost, so now you're a full 4 games up on the Spurs.
Yeah, I saw that they lost. Charlotte's been playing really well.
Hey, they wouldn't have won this game without Draymond Green tonight, let me tell you. Big win for the Warriors. Greg, let's go back to you.
All right, James. And Draymond stays dry tonight, but he's the one who's always doing the splashing during the post-game interview, so he's not going to splash himself, and none of his teammates came out to get even. Welcome to Honda Warriors Post-Game Live. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. It was not perfect, to say the least, but late-game execution. We've seen it seemingly every night from this team, Saint. They take it over. We take you right to crunch time. You're tied at 101. Steph is having a heavy-legged, tough night. But when they trap him, he knows to get that ball to a rolling Draymond Green and to go back up 103 to 101.
That's a gorgeous pick and roll. We call that a wraparound pass, and it was left-handed. Their rotation was late. It was gorgeous. Watch this right here. Good shot contestment. Watch this traffic rebound. Quality play. You get a stop. Now look at that. That's my favorite play. That's after a timeout, baseline out of bounds. Warriors are awesome in that area. Clutch shot right there by Rubio, who played a darn solid game for them tonight. And here you got Wiggins. I love this young player. He struggles to make jump shots. And look at my man, Klay Thompson, come down with a big traffic rebound. There was a switch on the play. Watch Klay get the body in there, and he comes down with it. He made some great defensive plays late. There's your foul on the three-point shot. That's just a mental mistake, but we're fortunate they missed it on purpose. Watch Draymond hold him. See that right arm right there? That's a veteran play against a rookie. Watch his right arm. He hooks him right there. See that hand on the hip? Beautiful job by Draymond, and that sealed the deal. Pop, really, you look at this game, and it was a hard game. You only had 3 turnovers in the first half, but you were getting killed from the free throw line. You start out the third quarter, you're turning the ball over. You only had 3 turnovers. You wind up with 16. You gave them life in the third quarter. You had to step up big late in the game, and Draymond was the key guy. You had some odd happenings tonight. 0 for 9 from the floor for Klay Thompson, but 5 for 5 on threes. And, you know, we saw Steph back-to-back here struggling with his 3-ball, but the bench stepped up big, and that was a grinded-out road win, and really a quality job by the guys.
Steph was 2 for 9 beyond the line tonight after a 1 for 12 in San Antonio. Let's go courtside. I think the backcourt's a little weary-legged, Fitz, but in the end, again, late-game execution to get their 31st road win of the year.
Well, I think, Pop, you know, we see the Warriors every night, and so it's not surprising to watch them hold a team 6 of 24 from the field, 15 fourth-quarter points. The Warriors are a defensive team in addition to all the eye candy of the Splash Brothers and the great scoring, and I think that's what Steve Kerr will be most pleased with. Draymond Green stepped to the front, and defensively, the fourth quarter, they just turned the faucet off.
They really did. We talked about before the game how they rely on the three-point shooting and how successful they are when they do that, particularly from Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. But and I mentioned they also win games when they don't shoot well. This is one of those nights tonight, exactly. And they cranked it up 25%, as Bob said, 6 of 24. You know, they only scored 20 points, the Warriors did, in the fourth quarter, but they held Minnesota to 15.
Yeah, and also,
and that's just terrific for them.
And without Bogut and without Ezeli, without Iguodala, the guys are talking about it, which is where Spates and Barbosa and Livingston all kick in. When needed most, the depth on the team saved the day.
The bench was terrific. I thought Sean Livingston was terrific. They out-rebounded their opponent tonight. They did the things necessary. They wait and make it a little more dramatic when they put a little pressure on themselves. But we can't forget the man I just talked to, Draymond Green. He was the catalyst tonight. He set the tone everywhere out on the floor. He was the most aggressive player for full four quarters that he played in.
And I think when you look at tonight, I think the battle for the #1 seed is over. When you look at the updated standings, think of the odds here. The Warriors have a 4-game lead with 12 games left, and 9 of the 12 are at Oracle for a team that's lost only 7 games all season. By San Antonio losing to Charlotte and losing that 23-point lead in the process, tonight is a major swing for the #1 seed.
Without question. Without question. They're in the driver's seat right now. And now look for San Antonio. If they concede that, Greg Popovich will start playing a different lineup. I understand tonight in San Antonio, he played the horses.
Yep.
He tried to win that game. They got out to that 30-7 start in that first quarter. But Popovich now will start looking at the playoffs and what he has to do. And it'll be interesting to see late in the season when the Warriors go down to San Antonio again, can they break that spell after losing 33 straight regular season games in San Antonio?
Yeah, Pop, what I loved was when Jim interviewed Draymond Green. Jim said, hey, Charlotte beat San Antonio. And Draymond said, oh, I noticed that tonight. I think the Warriors became aware of that. That made the win tonight even doubly important.
He notices everything. He has eyes in the back of his head there, Draymond Green. He was waiting for someone to come up behind him, but nobody did. Fly home well. We'll see you guys Wednesday. We're at the arena on Fridays. The Warriors play 4 in a row and 8 of their next 9 at Oracle Arena. Our BMW Turning Point state, it was 89-81. Timberwolves led by 8, a 10-0 run. Sean Livingston storms the baseline. Mo Buckets comes up with a huge blocked shot, and the Warriors go 8-0 to close the quarter. I think the play of Livingston and Buckets saved them tonight. The Warrior bench outscored the Minnesota bench tonight, Saint, 36-8.
That's huge, and that might have been Big Mo Buckets' best block of the season. He stepped up the penetration. The pitch went over to his man. He rotated over, went vertical, got the shot block. Down we go on a 2-on-1 fast break. And as you noted, the bench really stepped up.
31 road victories. They are 31-7. Remember about 2 months ago I said get to 32 road victories. You go 41 of those at home, and you get to 73 victories. And with the Spurs loss tonight, the most they can win is 71 on the year. So we're actually going to start a magic number here for the #1 seed throughout the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. It is down to 9. The Splash Brothers did not shoot the ball well. Last 2 stops of the trip, they were amazing in Dallas, combining for 70 on Friday, but 11 for 38 in San Antonio and 11 for 31 tonight. But Draymond Green channeling his inner Big Ben Wallace. Got to let the fro out and fear the fro. This time we're glad to see Ben Wallace. Last time we saw him, the Warriors lost in Detroit, St. Lee.
Hey there, I'm Kelly. She's Fallon. Sports Central coming up right after Warriors post-game live. We have NFL news. While the Raiders are in no hurry to re-sign Aldon Smith, plus the top quarterback prospect the 49ers plan on watching.
And we introduce you to Nick Murtha, a high school basketball player who was diagnosed with brain cancer and beat it. But would he make his return to the hardwood? We have his amazing story coming up.
All that and much more coming up on Sports Central. Now back to Papa and Saint.
All right, Kelly and Fallon, we'll see you at 8:06 right after we're done on Warriors post-game live. 109-104 is your final. Steph, a poor shooting game, both on 2s and 3s. Clay, 5 for 5 on 3s, but he was 0 for 9, curiously, on 2s. The story was Draymond Green, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 block shots, and he was 10 of 13 from the floor, but also a big contribution from the bench. Leandro Barbosa, 9. Mo Buckets, 8. Sean Livingston, 8. Warrior bench outscored the Timberwolves bench 36-8, and Steve Kerr certainly noticed that tonight. Let's go back to the Twin Cities and get reaction right now from the head coach.
Yeah, we needed everybody tonight. The bench, I thought, was the key after our horrific start to the third quarter. We had 3 turnovers at half, and I think 11 in the third quarter. And the starting group just couldn't lock in, focus, and the next group came in and really energized us. Sean and B. Rush and Mo and LB, they all came in and gave us a big lift. And I've said it many times, the strength of our team is the depth and our ability to play a lot of people, and that came in handy tonight.
Steve, what did you see from Draymond in terms of making the winning plays in the end?
Well, it's been easy to see his shooting and scoring is coming back. It's been coming back the last few games. Even his misses look really good from the three-point line. And what's happening now is everybody's switching, out onto the guards. We've 3 games in a row now where Dallas, San Antonio, and now Minnesota, they're just switching everything, and that gives Draymond a ton of room to work with inside and down on the block. So he's going to score more when teams play us that way.
You mentioned seeing some Steph being a little bit tired from the last game. Is that more the same today?
Yeah, you know what? I thought we all looked a little tired. A coaching staff too. They're all yawning in there before the game now. It was a mentally fatigued type game. I didn't think our legs were tired. I just think, the grind of the season, third game on the trip, and this was 10th game in 16 days, I believe. And that's crazy, because it's not just the running and the flying, but it's getting yourself emotionally revved up for 10 straight games in 16 days. It's a lot. And so I just didn't feel like we had any juice. And that's why we needed all those bodies and the second group to come in and contribute the way they did.
Can you see rest in Steph's future?
We could. It's funny because it's the rest would probably be more of a mental rest than, because his legs are good. He's healthy. But I think, you know, we've gotten through this stretch pretty well. We're going home. We got, I think, 9 of our last 12 at home. So I think we'll be fine. The season always has these natural ebbs and flows emotionally. And I think we're just kind of in a down cycle right now with all these games we've played and the emotion of the Spurs game the other night. And it just felt like we didn't have a lot in the tank.
Steve, this is another example, though, of getting the other team's best efforts.
Yeah. You know, we looked at the stats, and Minnesota's not a good three-point shooting team, and they came out and started knocking down threes right in the beginning. But that's what we expect. Everybody plays well against us. They're revved up. They want to knock us off. It's a great position to be in, but it's a difficult one too, because you're getting good games from everybody you play.
When you say that Steph's legs are healthy, is that through the body monitoring science that you guys use? How do you know that exactly?
Just talking to him, just asking him, and talking to the training staff every day. They keep me up to date on everything. The body monitoring is, you know, it's tricky because we really use it in practice. We don't use it in games. And we haven't had any practices, really. You know, with all these games, our off days, we just try to get them off their feet. So it's really more just looking at our players, talking to them, listening to the training staff.
When you see those looping shots Steph makes long after the buzzer, is he just kind of screwing around, or do you think he's actually almost kind of practicing to see what kind of shots he can take and things he can do with his body to get the ball?
I think both. I don't look at them. I'm busy you know, as soon as the buzzer goes, I'm not. But sometimes I'll hear the crowd ooh and ah after, and I'll know Steph just did something crazy. So it's a little bit of practice and a little bit of just what the hell. He's having a little fun.
Do you remember what it's like to have a losing streak?
No, I mean, we haven't lost 2 in a row all year. It's incredible. That's probably what I'm the most proud of, with all the numbers and streaks and all that stuff. If you can go through an entire season without losing 2 in a row, it's shocking. And we're not there yet, but you know, we're close. I mean, we're 70 games in and still haven't had that. So a remarkable competitive desire from the players.
Steve, you talked before the game about that.
Yeah, Steph Curry, the last 2 games, 10 for 35 from the floor and 3 for 21 beyond the line. But strength in numbers, what this team's motto was last year and this year, and the bench helped save him tonight. Yep. Welcome back in studio. Honda Warriors postgame live. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, rejoined by Monty Poole, Sean Livingston, Mo Buckets. That late third quarter, 8-0 run to close the quarter, I think won him the game. And Livingston, Monty, was big time.
Well, that got him back into the thing because they were starting to slip, and that put him back in the going into the fourth quarter where they were in good shape to try and take this thing over. Livingston was in the role of Andre Iguodala in many ways, where the guy who sort of stabilized things, took over the offense, did some playmaking, made some defensive plays, got a couple of steals, blocked a couple of shots. When you can have a guard that can do those things on the defensive end and also give you something on offense, whether it's shot making or playmaking, in his case both, you've got something. He was huge tonight.
I'm going to tell you what, for a guard, you let him get on offense below the free throw line, you are in trouble. This guy, boy, if he was 240, you couldn't guard him.
No.
He's got a turnaround jump shot down there and a quick finish. He just has a great sense and feel for the game. Yeah. And as you said, Pop, he made big defensive plays and big finishes on the other end.
All right, so the Warriors get 2 out of 3 on the road trip. San Antonio also loses, so not bad at all. Magic number, we're counting it down to 9.
Boy. Here he goes.
Mr. Draymond and Kenny Mauer. Kenny Mauer had an interesting night, I got to say. I don't think he's going to show up, Ken Mauer, in the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I may give him a T in the highlight zone.
Throw him out.
All right, time for the highlight zone. Sans Kenny Mauer, although I do like his hairdo, Sam. Very Pat Riley.
Looks like mine.
Steph Curry. I don't know if he's a hockey player, but he gets Carl Anthony on skates there. He shoots it right over. The cat man can't do on that one. But Zach LaVine can do. We know he can dunk, right? Aaron Gordon's still better, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Zach won, but I think Aaron Gordon was the show.
Oh. He's won 2 in a row, Zach LaVine. And then you got, here's Zach again. He is exciting, and he's starting to shoot the ball better. 2 big dunks tonight, but Watch Mo Bucket slide over here, St. And get the
Get that weak stuff out of here.
How many blocks
Put
did
it in
Maurice
there,
have
Mo.
tonight?
No
Donnie?
buckets.
3. 3 rejections from no bucket Spades tonight. His defense has gotten a lot better. And you know what we're doing? We're counting down magic numbers, Monty. Spurs 11 losses, so the most they can win is 71. So if the Warriors get to 72, it's over.
Yeah.
So the magic number is 9 to clinch. And we were watching the end of that.
If the Spurs lose 9 in a row, it's over.
Well, they're not going to lose 9 in a row. Let's just see if they lose back-to-back. But we were watching the game in the newsroom. They were up 30-7. Jeremy Lin. Linsanity lives again.
Nuts.
He goes crazy, winds up with 29, had so many big